Oh, we are okay. As a streamer, I did not mute myself, which is a very, very, very good thing. Um, Welcome everybody to a Saturday stream. I still have not told the whole world that I am currently live, but I do want to appreciate everybody that has been waiting patiently. Um, I have no idea where Lightsbane is coming from with his comment of my bad. I thought this was Deathmatch Anonymous for recovering CZW fans. I don't know where that's I don't know where that's from or even why. That's why I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Um I mean, I know I mentioned CCW before, and I was like, that's why they're not on cable television and all that. Um But yeah, I don't know where that came from. By the way, Lightsbane, thanks for joining the stream and the chat. And also Denisha, thank you so much for joining the stream and the chat as well. I have yet to tell everybody that I am live. And when I say everybody, I mean all of my um, social platforms and stuff like that. We're gonna do something a little bit different today. It's gonna be somewhat like chill in a way, where we are gonna be watching some wrestling soup episodes. This would be my first time reacting to wrestling soup because I don't watch them. I've heard of them. I've definitely heard of them on my Twitter timeline, but other than that, like I don't really know what they sort of present in the podcasting atmosphere. So we're gonna take a look at that. If anyone has any recommendations for a good place to start, um, a good place to start to watch some like wrestling soup, drop them in chat. Other than that, like I'll just pick a random one and we'll watch it and we'll react to it. And then we will react to the Ricochet and Ospreay sit down because we just have to. Everything that I do on the Square Circle podcast is to help better professional wrestling and help better professional wrestlers, even if they say that they already got it packed down pack. I'm sorry, I always say that backwards. But yeah, so like we're gonna take a look at that, and then whatever other videos I come across that we're gonna be watching and talking about it. I think yesterday's stream was really good, talking about if we should like leave social media or not. Sometimes the best decision is to like slow down the social media intake so that way you can get everything that you wanted to do get done. We constantly scroll on our phones and then get triggered and angered by whatever someone says on the internet, but that's most likely not their like actual personal belief of what they say. But people, misery loves company, so it's one of those things. um Let me finish this. I'm live over on my Discord. um I don't even have um the link to it, and I will turn on my camera in a moment. um I also do not want. That's weird. I know we're live. Okay. Um. I was gonna say that. What was I? I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Totally forgot what I was gonna say. Um. Oh, I'm gonna turn on my camera in a second. If I didn't make that clear. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for liking the live stream. We are going to begin soon. Um Liking the live stream helps send the live stream out into the wrestling atmosphere, into the YouTube atmosphere. And it definitely helps bring in more people to have a conversation with about wrestling and whatever we're watching. And we can make more new friends, and we can definitely make more new connections. You never know who's out there, who's watching, who's scrolling. So yeah, thank you guys for hitting that like button right here on youtube.com/Square Circle Podcast. Now, for everyone over on the Twitch side of things, if you do not want any ads in your viewing, if you are on Twitch, by all means, send over that Twitch Prime sub. It is free for you, free for me, and we're still in September, and it is September, so you get half off. So if you want to start, donating subs over there, you can. If not, I will be running ads to make up for the loss in free subscriptions. All right, did I send it to everybody? Do I need to send it to any other place? Um, Maybe Threads. Like for some reason, you know, Threads, the wrestling community on Threads, they want to live in their own bubble. All right, let me see how I look on camera. That's not the. Should be this one. No, that's not it. So it's. Oh, I have it. I have it turned off. Okay, awesome. Let's get going then. Um, it's me, Marie Shadows. Um, okay. So normally I don't stream on the weekends because if I'm just gonna be very, very honest, streaming on the weekends is a hit or miss depending on what happens, right? And Wednesday I had like just a mental overload, so I didn't stream on Wednesday. So I decided that I'm gonna make up for it and stream for today. We are currently uh getting very, very closer to YouTube partner. And that's one thing that I really, really want to do is get into the YouTube partnership program. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys out there for helping, making this dream a closer reality. Because it is all of us together. It is not just me. It is me and you and everyone here. So for the first thing that we're gonna do is watch some wrestling soup, then go into the Ospreay and Ricochet sit down, and then talk about like anything else that pops up into my mind. I know that David Finley had a very interesting interview where he was saying that, everybody else in Bullet Club is fine. House of Torture is really not. For years, we've been saying that, like, I've been saying really that House of Torture just, should not be in Bullet Club at all. Like, it makes no sense. They are like that sub faction within the faction, and it's like, they could stand on their own 2 feet. They don't need the Bullet Club like insignia, logo, anything related to Bullet Club. They really don't need that. So uh give me a second. I'm going to be more connected to the internet because I realized I did not put the internet uh I don't I'm not on the Ethernet cord. So give me a second. It's a good thing. Ugh. I hope that we're still good because yeah, we're still good. Okay. They play uh what? This is a very interesting title. Uh my This is a very interesting title. We'll check this out. By the way, I would like to say a disclaimer right now that because we are reacting to Wrestling Soup at this very moment, right? Um this isn't like no shade, no nothing. We're just reacting to it. This is the first time that I am seeing Wrestling Soup, and there's probably like a lot of people out there that are probably seeing it for the first time too, so I'm just gonna react to it, but I don't do it out of malice. I don't do it out of like anything else. Just in case if like people think something else about content creators doing reaction videos and stuff like that. So that's not the purpose of this. We don't. Well, I try not to bury people, and I'm being very, very honest. Um, but we are going to take a look at this. Okay, so this video by them, like we're watching it because it's a very interesting title that goes Mercedes Moné Pro Wrestling's Rebecca Black. And I cannot play Rebecca Black because then I'll get copyright. But this is a very interesting title. That's why I wanted to check it out. Like, I would never think that you could put those two in the same sentence. You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. It's Gunther, guys.
It's Gunther. Oh, that sounds horrible in my ears. I can hear the bass so bad. Wow, whoever...
Oh, boy.
Set
Yeah.
Andrew Tate dancing. I've never seen that. I've never seen that.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they got Colton up in here.
Oh, boy.
Does she do the rapping on her own theme song?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's right, horse.
Yeah.
Beantown into house. Into hizzy. Oh, yeah. It gets better.
Yeah, that's the way to describe it.
Snoop Dogg, who?
Yeah, it doesn't. The CEO gimmick doesn't work in AEW.
Dude, change your flow a little bit.
What? No, why?
Oh,
Defeats the
they're
purpose of being so good.
oh, they're reacting to the song. Now I just hope that like I don't get hit with a copyright, but you know, we'll see what happens.
So inspirational. That's
The song isn't over, Joey.
fucking.
Oh my god, I just realized what they did. They added the Whisper song. I don't know if you guys remember the Whisper song, but oh god. Okay. Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Woo!
Do they have like a reaction?
Where do you see my ego? It's huge. Where do you see my
Oh man, that was good. That was real good.
Oh my
So
god.
we
this is-
play it
6 more times.
6 more times.
No, no,
All
please
right.
don't.
Here we
Oh
go.
no.
I'll put it on repeat and see you guys in an hour.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch football.
All right, Jesus
Oh
Christ.
wow. Oh my god, that was very, very telling. You know what I mean? Like, and by that I mean all of these random like girls, like Ice Spice or whoever the fuck is like the hot thing at the moment. They all do that same trampoline flow
Right.
that basically anybody
Bump,
can do.
bump,
where
bump,
it's-
bump, 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 bump. Yeah,
Yeah.
same shit. Dude.
Yeah, where it's like I went and I got in a cake, then I went and got in a bake, and then I went and did it and get it, you know, then I'm a here and then I give and I take, like any fucking buddy can do.
Basically that flow is when Migos came out, that whole rapping in threes in a way, and then like it just snowballed into like this, and this is not like I don't listen to this kind of flow. Like it's very choppy, it's very weird. Sometimes it doesn't connect because you have to really think about like the words that you string together. It's just man, this is what mainstream music is about because it's about trying to create a bop in the world of pop culture rather than putting like feeling into music. Music nowadays don't really have feeling at all. So yeah, that flow is horrible.
Do that.
Yeah,
I could get. I could probably get two
I can't do it.
75-year-old ladies to do that.
I'm not a Boston town representative rapper. I could not do such a.
Well, I know you couldn't understand her heavy Boston accent, clearly. I know you should, dude, you should be experienced in understanding it by now.
So is it? Should she
But-
just rename it like the Dropkick Monies? Monet.
Dropkick money. I shop it out to Boston. I'm a punk and you know it. I'm a punk and I flow it. I'm a dropkick Murphy and I know it. Like, it's just
Oh my god,
fucking-
that
it
sounds
is
horrible too.
One of the most generic. And by the way, to do it for 2.5 straight minutes.
Oh yeah. Well,
chef's kiss.
she did have that little break there of the whispering of CEO. So I mean, there was that little edge, that cliffhanger that you had there, and then she came in strong with more of the exact same. I mean, it was
Yes.
just
Yeah.
genius.
The same thing.
Genius.
I did like the whisper part. I will say
It was nice.
that was yeah.
That's when she was hawk-tooing on that shit. You know.
Oh
what she
my
was
god,
doing?
guys, really?
Oh man. Well, she's the next one to have a rap song. I hope they do one together.
Well, she did say she was going to take the music world by storm. Remember, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's clearly taking it very
Oh,
seriously.
very seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Red Alert, Nicki Minaj, and Megan Thee Stallion.
Well, this
and-
is also, remember, guys, and I don't know if you know this or not, but this is just the single of her new album coming out. So this isn't just a one and done. She has an entire album for us around the corner.
Dude, how much would you bet that of 10, let's say when we say full album, I'm assuming 8 songs? What do you think? 8?
Ooh,
I don't-
Maybe 6? Like just enough to be over an E EP.
Hey chat, how many songs do you think is gonna be on her debut album?
But
mm,
in definitely under 10, right?
yeah, definitely. She's not going 10. She's not indie, right? She's not going to be doing no Bandcamp fucking spectaculars, right? Like this is
Oh no.
only available on Spotify and on Apple at the moment because she's the very best, Joe. You wouldn't put this shit on Bandcamp. You wouldn't put it on any like live FM or anything lower than a Spotify or an Apple. So
No. good
I would
heavens, no.
say you're probably right. Maybe 6 or 7, because I think less is more. And with
Less is
Mercedes
more.
Moné,
8.
that's
8.
pretty much the case a lot of the times. Less is more.
Oh, it certainly is. Less affect, less interest, less ratings. Yeah, no, dude, that's hilarious. And I'm really, really hoping that the album
Yeah.
has like an interlude of inspirational, like it's,
Oh.
I started out as they thought they could stop me,
Mm.
but nobody can stop me.
Why?
They thought that I was not gonna make it, but I made it anyways. They said that I could.
That's not how she sounds though. If oh my god.
Be the best ever, but I am.
She
Like,
couldn't be the
I'm
very
looking
best.
forward to that, dude.
That
I really
sounds-
The best that ever was.
Oh my god.
I don't know. No, there's no actual date on the album, but she is talking about it. She's also come out with a magazine, Joe. And I'm on the second issue. Much love to Dis from Tooneytown Wrestling, who is a loyal Mercedes Moné subscriber. And she sends him these wonderful, wonderful magazines that she makes from her WordPress, or I'm sorry, her Word documents. Very, very well done. Like the perfect e-zine. You know what? I will actually go one step further and I'll throw this up in the chat room for people.
Oh, dude, no, don't give it away. Come
No.
on.
6 with an old school bonus track. Oh man.
But she's giving it
No.
away. No? Okay. All right.
She is giving it away.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's because she's a CEO.
Yeah. Here, this is for everybody. There,
They gotta
there you go.
stop
Little,
that.
little share from Wrestling Soup to all of you. This is Mercedes Moné's magazine, Volume 2, Issue 14.
Oh, man.
Oh, that
Well, Mish, I was just making sure. I know we already spilled the beans on the top 20 of the PWI. I don't want to be giving all of these people's intellectual properties away. You know what I mean? By the way, do you think that, like I said, they're going to do like an interlude, almost like a classic rap interlude where the rapper always gets into a whole thing about how doubted they were and that nobody ever believed in them?
I watch Toontown Wrestling from time to time. I know about them. Toontown Wrestling is actually pretty damn good. Like I enjoy their work. I definitely enjoy the puppets. And I always tune into the wrestling headlines and sometimes for their panels. I just haven't been on their show yet. That's the only thing.
I hope she does a song
No.
like a 50 Cent Mini Men type song.
I
want
hope it
that.
goes the other way.
What?
In the same vein of like an Eminem or even a 50 Cent, like you were just bringing up, I hope she does the skits. I hope she does like, you know, the skits, the Ken Cardiff skits in between or whatever. But instead of the Eminem, you know, gay guy skits and stuff, she does skits where Vince McMahon says horrible things to her.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Like a fake
No.
Vince.
No, no. uh no. As much as that's like a very like funny thing and I may end up laughing to it if it actually goes through, but no, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Yeah, like a fake Vince.
No.
He's like, Mercedes, you're not good enough. And she's like, I am. I'm gonna be the greatest.
I'm gonna be the very best that ever was.
No.
I'm an angry man and I don't believe in you.
No, don't no
You'll
no
never
no.
prove me wrong.
Well, you forgot. He
I've
has to say,
gotta prove you wrong.
I'm a
Oh
very
my
angry white
God.
man. You have to put that out there. It is 2024. People could get confused as to what type of man is disparaging Mercedes Monet.
Sir.
Well, I mean, if we look at Vince in his current state, I don't think he's any race currently.
He's raceless.
I mean, you look at his
Wow. That puts things into a lot of perspective, guys. A lot of perspective to be like Vince is probably raceless because he doesn't look white. Wow, that puts stuff that puts everything into perspective. Never thought I would hear that.
hair, we don't know anymore. His mustache, anything like he could be just about anything.
He was
With the way that his face is, I mean, like what is he anymore?
he is out of the race, as they would say. Yeah.
He is out of the race.
He's out of the race.
Well, that's it. As you see Vince McMahon now, and I mean, I haven't seen him in quite some time. We had brunch the other day, but you know,
okay,
yeah,
the
it
regular
was- it
Joey
was-
Numbers Vince McMahon brunch. I hear about
Yeah,
The
it was-
alleged
It
wrestling
was a little
podcast.
awkward. I mean, he, you know, it's like, hey, how about that Netflix documentary? You know,
Oh man. I just left them a comment. Um that was funny. Raheem, hello, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I didn't realize that it was gonna be funny. The one I just watched was funny. There's another one where they react to the PWI, right? Top 500. And there was also another one that I had wanted to check out called Mercedes Monet and the Main Character Syndrome, because that, you know, you could definitely learn a lot about that. This is I can't skip ads on here.
With Chevy Equinox EV, you and your money.
I swear, all I wanted to do was just watch the video.
Off at the beginning. We should start off.
So this is the PWI top 10 of 2024, which I think is probably going to be funny. You know, I personally don't like lists, unless like I'm listing something to like for like an easier read for people that like look at my newsletter or something like that. Like if a list is called for, but for the most part, like I just don't really care about lists, because if you are not leveraging, you know, the list or trying to make it, you know, relevant to like why you should get booked or why you should get paid more money or something like that, like, you know, then what's the point of having a list? I know that it's like, you know, I don't want to say kayfabe, but I know that a list for like PWI, they've been doing it for years. So like, you know, why stop in a way? But for the most part, it's like, well, are you using it to your advantage somehow? You know, can that be geared towards it? Like there's so much that's being left on the table, like in terms of money and in terms of booking and in terms of like thinking of the bigger picture of how you can position your PWI number to work for you. There's so much being left on the table. So much. Sometimes I feel like doing discussions and having conversations about like, you know, the what ifs, because like we don't really have, like seriously, we don't have this shit figured out. It just looks like we do. But, you know, if wrestlers are not utilizing certain things of social media, certain things of stuff that we made normalize, like a PWI 500 list, like that's like very normal, or even the other side where they made the black wrestlers list as well. Like if you're not trying to utilize that to like further push your name out there and, you know, get bookings and like get more money or something like that, then like what's the point of having a list other than to just do it as a hobby and to do it as, you know, for fun? Why are you not using it to your advantage somehow, you know, in a very ethical way? I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there.
Top. I think we do it a little bit backwards this time. I don't think we go with the 10-1 because we don't know how far we're going to go.
Oh, so we're going to start at the top.
Start at the top. And I have to say, no one is surprised that the very number one spot of the PWI 500 2024 is Cody Rhodes.
Get out of here. No
Cody
way.
Rhodes.
You'd have to be, like I said, you'd have to be pretty fucking crazy at this point. Who else are you even going to entertain for this position other than the guy that they omitted?
Right. No, absolutely. Their story is, now the story is really finished. It's no secret amongst those who know Cody Rhodes that he's had his eye on the PWI 500 top spot for a while. Ugh. This year truly was undeniable.
Wait, is that the blurb that they're reading out? That's part of that? That's awkward.
Dominating his competition en route to winning wrestling's top prize by ending Roman Reigns' 316-day world title run. Although he's emerged as the WWE's most popular star in years, Rhodes is far from a special attraction, keeping one of the busiest schedules of anyone in the sport and winning the vast majority of his matches, including world title defenses against Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Dominic Mysterio, and Santos Escobar. While his wrestling skills are exemplary, where Cody really shines is in his ability to connect with fans, whether it means welling up with tears during a heartfelt promo or accepting an invitation to attend the birthday party of a kid in the audience. Inspirational doesn't begin to cover it.
And, you know, the most important thing about all of this is when John Cena did the same exact thing, they hated him.
Mm-hmm. For years.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Like, okay. Is it safe to say that Cody is going to have slightly better matches than Cena consistently? Yeah, sure.
No.
But it is still really funny where it's like, it's kind of the same thing, folks. It's kind of the same exact thing. But they're like, yeah, well, I mean, come on, he wrestled in Japan, so that's all I need.
That's what John Cena needs is more Japan matches. Yes.
Oh, that would solve it.
Of
Maybe
course.
that's where he should do his final run. He should go overseas.
Little
Guys,
NJPW crossover.
Yeah,
Oh.
that'd be perfect.
So Cody Rhodes number.
well, I would love to see John Cena in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I would love for New Japan Pro Wrestling to break off their partnership with AEW and do a partnership with New Japan. They can't do a partnership with themselves. I would like New Japan Pro Wrestling to break off their partnership with AEW because it is not being beneficial at all. And right now, New Japan Pro Wrestling is struggling and is breaking my heart. So I would like New Japan Pro Wrestling to go partner up with WWE. Do you see how successful WWE and TNA are doing? Like Tanahashi, leave the old memories behind with like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and go over to WWE and be more prosperous. Like I want New Japan Pro Wrestling to thrive and flourish. And right now they're not really doing that. I would love for John Cena to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I would love for John Cena to be in the G1. I'm not sure how well his body can take a G1 tour, but I would like him to have that on his list of accolades. So that way he can, retire better out into the sunset. He did everything in WWE. He became almost, 17-time world champion, almost breaking Ric Flair's title reign. I think that it will be very nice to also let him have a G1 run, even though if he doesn't win, I mean, if he ever did win a G1, man, would that be amazing. But I don't know if that would to like cure everything, if John Cena did a New Japan run just like Cody did New Japan run, but things are different and whatnot. Everyone TK partnered with they got done dirty. They really did. That's why TNA was just like, nah, we're not doing this anymore. New Japan Pro Wrestling better wake up and realize that like it's bad for business. And I'm not just saying that because of like, because everybody on the internet is saying it and you think I'm a bad person for saying it. It's like, no, we are watching everything in real time. This is why sometimes fans end up getting very, very, very delusional, especially on Twitter and especially on Threads. They get very delusional about what is happening and they want to be like, oh, I don't see this. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see this at all. When in fact, you do see it and you do listen to people who talk about it. And I've talked about it in the past on my various regular podcast episodes and even on the live streams that we're watching the decline of New Japan Pro Wrestling in real time. And I'm talking about it. The only reason why I have not talked about it in a very good while is because it's basically hanging on by a thread at this very moment. You have wrestlers that are injured. You have most wrestlers going over to AEW for the money, and I totally get it. I get it that like money is definitely like an issue. However, you have to realize that money rises and falls in the stock market and rises and falls like throughout history. And we gave money a value when we probably should have never done that, looking at it in hindsight. But because we gave it a value, people end up, needing it to live. Because if not, you're going to end up at the side of the road dying. I'm just saying that we put a value on money. So therefore people are like, yo, we need money. Where we're going to go for the biggest payout, we're going to go to Tony Khan. But again, if Tony Khan is not making profit in return to pay everybody, those guaranteed contracts are gonna like backfire on him. Like we already know this in history. The point I'm trying to make is that New Japan Pro Wrestling should be partnering with WWE to get that influx of audiences coming together, that influx of WWE wrestlers going over to Japan that never got the opportunity and they want the opportunity to go to Japan and do the tours and whatnot, and is more beneficial because since I can't show it on here because New Japan would be like bring down the freaking hammer on me, but there's a reunion. Hey, LC Killer, what's up? Welcome to the stream, welcome to the chat. So there's a video out there that New Japan put out that, you know, there's going to be a meetup again between Tanahashi and Kenny Omega. And this is just in time for Wrestle Dream. Why are we doing this? I need to know more information about like why they're teaming up again, if they are teaming up. I think it's more of a collaboration because I do not want some type of match announcement where it's Kenny Omega versus Tanahashi. I don't want that. I honestly think, like, I'm going to be very, very, very truthful. While I have this Wrestling Soup podcast episode up about the PW 500 list, I'm going to be very, very honest. I think it's time for Kenny Omega to retire. I really do. I really think it's time for Kenny Omega to retire because this guy has all the injuries, even though he got all the surgeries. And then to deal with that intestine problem, the same one that Brock Lesnar had, right? I think it's time for him to retire. There is nothing else Kenny Omega can do. And there is really nothing else that Kenny Omega can do in the realm of professional wrestling. There's no point for him to go to WWE because what is he really gonna do there unless like WWE gives him the magic formula from the Fountain of Youth and he remains to be Kenny Omega, right? Like, I don't know. But I really do think that it's time for Kenny Omega to retire. That might be a hot take. People might not like it, but to preserve Kenny Omega's legacy, to preserve Kenny Omega's, wrestling career and everything that Kenny Omega does, I think it's time for him to retire. And there should be no shame in that. And then he should probably get better in the wrestling, He should probably get better in the gaming community and not only focus on fighting games and stuff like that. To focus on other things too. And then he'll be okay for the gaming community. He could like go over there and like do some stuff there. But I think it's time for him to retire in professional wrestling. The same way that I feel like Tanahashi, as much as I love him, and I will say that he is my president for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I respect the hell out of Tanahashi, and I would love to meet him. But for him also to preserve his legacy, preserve his wrestling career, and to start being the president and the businessman for New Japan Pro Wrestling, I think he also needs to retire as well. Like, I'm always going to love Tanahashi. I'm always going to be a cheerleader for Tanahashi, but I think it's also time for him to retire as well. Omega just needs to change his in-ring style to a more ground-based technical style instead of the hard style. That is true, but like, if Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, because they are like a team and a group together and they do everything together, they have not changed. So even though I agree with you 100%, Lightsbane, it's not gonna happen. It's not. I don't even thinking about his matches currently, like right now, like when's the last time Kenny Omega worked a hold? You know that saying that the old wrestlers give, work a hold, kid. I say that sometimes on this podcast too, on this live stream, work a hold. I don't remember a time when Kenny Omega worked a hold. So I would love him to change his wrestling style, and maybe if he ever does change his wrestling style, that he could continue his wrestling career. But does he really need to? Does he really need to? Anyway, let's continue watching this video.
Number one, 18 years pro, 2023. Last year, he's ranked number 10. And then they put up his entrance music for some reason.
Hi, Alpha. Thanks for visiting on the Twitch side of things. That
matters and how they ranked them. They liked his entrance music, Joe.
They liked his. They liked his entrance music. I mean, who doesn't like Cody Rhodes' entrance music, man? We love singing it.
Of the PWI 2024, Swerve Strickland.
Please hit the sound clip I sent you, please. Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
What sound clip was that? Was that a dog? Hold on, was that a dog?
Number 2 of the PWI 2024, Swerve Strickland.
Please hit the sound clip I sent you, please.
Oh wow, what?
Thank you.
Yeah, this one was a little bothersome. I talked about this a little bit with the Tooneytown guys yesterday. It feels like a participation trophy to give him number 2.
Number 2.
And
Stop.
I like Swerve. I
Wow.
think Swerve is capable of great things. I know you're kind of weary on him. I don't think he's in the right company to do those great things. I don't think AEW is the company to really bolster him to where he deserves a number 2 spot. And I blame more on Tony Khan in the way that he's had some crazy fucking matches. I mean, the syringe in the mouth didn't help a lot of people's feels on the matter either. But regardless of that, I still don't see him as number 2. Not now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see a deathmatch wrestler ranked so high on this list.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of funny too, because this is the first time that he's ever been in the top 10. Let alone the top 80.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost like it's
Wow.
a reach.
Oh yeah. No.
It's almost like it's a massive, massive overreach. Yeah, at this point, I'm not really giving a shit about anything this dude does. Being in AEW and being featured in a prominent position at this point holds absolutely no weight to me at all. As a performer, as somebody who's actually fucking talented, as somebody that should be given credit, and anything in wrestling. Nobody there, pretty much with the exception of MGF. And if anything, I'd say he's being punished for being as good as he is. Because it's like, dude, you're so good. Let's just keep saddling you with dead weight nonstop.
Yeah.
Similar to Daniel Bryan, too. But yeah, this is like, oh, wow, he's had an amazing year. It's like, oh, you mean the one where he was heel, face, heel, face, heel, face, heel, face, stab, 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 bleed, head, stab, stab, cheek, needle, face, heel, face, face, heel, face, face, heel, face, burn down a house, face, heel, face. That one?
When did he become feces? I thought.
Wow. That was well done, guys. Well done. Yep. And then people want to say that AEW has story, and like this goes towards whenever I talk about story, because again, if you guys don't know, I have a background in creative writing and I also have a publishing certificate as well. And when you write a story, there has to be substance in between the actions that your character does. So for example, if you have like character A and character B, and you know character A is the main character and character B is the antagonist, right? Like these two characters are there to tell a story, right? The antagonist is supposed to stop the main character from achieving his or her goals, and they're gonna do everything in their power that they can. Think of it similar to like good guy versus bad guy, heel versus face. And in this, do you see how magically is one of the words that I want to use, but do you see how masterfully, there we go, masterfully, which I feel like I made that up, but that's not it. It's an adverb. So because I added ly to it, but very masterfully, these guys did what everybody is saying about AEW, and that they have no stories. Do you see how quickly he went through the changes without pausing to say, oh, well, during his second, I don't know, like let's just, for the sake of this, for an example, the second heel turn, he became heel because of X, Y, and Z. And then we go to the next scenario. But in AEW, it's all about heel, face, heel, face, heel, face, heel, face, stab, 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 hit, burn down house, heel, face, face, face. To go that quick means that there is no substance in between all of the this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Eric Bischoff said the same thing too when he was talking about how storytelling works and how he does storytelling when he was in creative in WCW. So to piggyback off of that, and to piggyback off of my degree that I have in creative writing and a publishing certificate, stories are not supposed to go, this happened, without substance in between. Because why are you watching? If all you want in professional wrestling is this happened, oh my God, great match, this happened, then go support your local indie wrestling promotion in your home state. Every single wrestling promotion there is in Texas, in New Jersey, in other places, go support your local indie wrestling. If all you want is this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Oh, great match, great match, great match, great spot, great spot. Because you're not really going to remember it, but go support your local indie wrestling promotions and allow promotions like AEW that has a television network deal to give us story. That is what we're asking for. In 2019, 2020, we had that story. You know, we had that story in AEW. Now it's just a bunch of spot fest. Now it's just a bunch of this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. But people want to say there's story. Like, oh my God, there's story. And then like, for example, Bryan Danielson and Nigel McGuinness. That's a 20-year story that like I followed ever since the good Ring of Honor days. And now they want to bring it back and like they had their match already. But it's almost like they don't know how to create new story or even reignite the old 20-year-old stories. They bank on people like myself who know wrestling history to be like, oh my God, this is going to be so great, guys. It's going to be so great. No, I'm here to tell you that like you got to make new stories, man. You can't just be this happened, this happened, this happened. So because AEW is on television network, let them tell stories. It's not going to be a big deal. It's not going to be a bad deal for you guys. It's not going to be like, oh my God, they're turning into WWE Light. They're turning into WWE Light because they're hiring all the ex-WWE stars and saying F you to all their homegrown talent, to all the pillars in AEW. So I am 100% agreeance with the way that, I don't know who's talking, by the way, with the way that he just talked about AEW storytelling and how bad AEW storytelling is. But yet then on Twitter, people will be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And then they will try to argue with you about the nuances of storytelling when they don't even know what the story is. Because AEW doesn't tell you like, hey, this is the journey we're going on. I would like you to be a part of the journey, meaning you as the viewer. And it's more like, not only do they let the inmates run the asylum in AEW, they also let the fans run the storyline, and then the fans have, you know, the balls to go on Twitter to be like, oh, this is what's happening in the story. This is what's going to happen here. This is what's going to happen there. And then when it doesn't happen, they get upset. So there has to be like a clear structure to where you're on a journey that these wrestlers take you on. But there is no story because it's all about events. It's all about scenarios. It's all about like what happened when, rather than like Swerve turned heel because X, Y, and Z. And, you know, that's the reason why he turned heel. A very good in-depth reason why he turned heel, not just because like, you know, Hangman screwed him. Like every single fucking wrestler has like interfered in some match, in some, title match. And it's basically like every wrestler does it. So give me a better reason why to fall in love with this story. But these guys on Wrestling Soup hit it on the nail about the bad AEW story. Let me read some comments because that shit was like, whoo. JD Alpha is totally right. Over on the Twitch side of things, it is WCW all over again because, man, you know. And yeah, I hope so. I hope that, you know, JD Alpha is going to make a return. I hope so. Anyway, let's see. LC Killer says that for him, I'm guessing it's a him. I'm so sorry. LC Killer just says that Cody Rhodes is number 1 and number 2 is Gunther. Gunther had a very good year, but we have to remember that PWI has a weird time frame system to when they get these lists done. It's very weird. Gia, what's up? Thank you for joining the chat and the stream. Facts. Edwin says that's true. It turns without reason. It really does. It's like, oh my God, you stepped on my shoelace, guys. I'm gonna be heel now. You know, like what? That's exactly what AEW does whenever they do story. It's like, oh my God, you stepped on my sneaker. How dare you? I'm gonna be heel. And then like next week they like cost them the match and it'd be like, you stepped on my sneaker. Do you see how dumb that is? That's really dumb. Um, Gio also says, we know there's no long-term booking. Yeah, Tony Khan confirmed there's no long-term booking, which is so sad. So sad, man. Like, what? And these guys are free to do whatever they want. Yeah, the rest are, I mean, the inmates run the asylum. The city of Houston has a pretty booming indie scene. Yes, they do. Reality of Wrestling is down there. I would like to go visit Reality of Wrestling. But I was just pointing out that, like, instead of trying to argue with people about there is story in AEW and all they care about is this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, and then like good match, good match. Go to your local indie promotion in your local state, go support them, because that's the kind of wrestling that you want. That's the kind of wrestling that doesn't really survive on national television. And now you might say that I'm wrong because AEW has been surviving for 5 years. But do you realize how long it took for whenever this deal is going to be made? Like, it's taking forever for this deal to be announced. So that has to have you question, could AEW be in trouble? And if they are in trouble, what they're going to do about it? By the way, I don't believe that they're going to go to Fox. Okay, I'm going to put that out there right now because Swerve said that, oh, they got Fox in the bag. You guys are not going to go to Fox. Like, it's going to be mad weird. If you guys go to Fox, it's going to be a lot more restrictive than anything else. We saw the last couple of Monday Night Raws of like blackout screens where they would censor things, you know, and you think that deathmatch wrestling is going to survive on AEW television if they go to Fox? Like, come on, think about it. Be smart about it. A 20-year story that is barely told. I know about it because I'm old and went to every New Jersey, New York, and Long Island show. But what about everyone else? See, me and Edwin are right here. We're right here. We get it. I have always said AEW is indie show with a lot of money. Yeah, it is. It really is. They could have been something, but it's an indie show with a lot of money. Well, stepping on the sneaker would be a I know, man. I don't know why that just came to me, but yeah, it is a New York thing. You know, I'm a New Yorker, so it's just one of those things of like I just came up with it, okay? It's stupid, but you get the idea.
You said feces in the middle of there. I must.
Well,
have
I
missed
mean,
that.
no, that's just usually his match performances.
You know
his
what
feces,
though?
you know?
They did have top 5 moments of Swerve's career, Joe.
Oh, they
top
did?
5 moments of his year that solidified
Was it when he
him at
cashed
number
his
2.
fucking check for doing this abomination of a fucking wrestling company? Is that what it is?
Number 1 of the top 5 moments is when he pinned Samoa Joe after a 2 top rope swerve stomps to capture the AEW World Championship at Dynasty April 21st in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah. And then had a terrible title run.
And then number 2 is when he beat Will Ospreay to retain his title in a thrilling 27.
Oh God. Yo, G Coalition, what's up? Thank you for joining the chat. Thank you for being here, man. Remember when the Elite AEW were being praised for long-term storytelling at first, including BTE? I always thought that was bullshit because BTE actively undermined New Japan's long-term story for the Bullet Club. Okay, so about that comment, right? About your comment, dude. I'm guilty. Okay. I would say that, you know, you have to watch BTE in order to understand the storytelling, but I didn't realize until like maybe year 2.5, like year 3 of AEW, where like my eyes got opened and the rose colored glasses got lifted, that's a bad way to do business. That's a bad way of doing storytelling. It really is. Like, if you look back at it, it's really bad. Now, I don't remember where I was reading up on it because I know it wasn't, or maybe it was like a video I was watching, or maybe I was just reading up on it. But yeah, I do now know the reason why the Young Bucks, well, basically the Elite, were not fond of, like, you know, with the whole New Japan stuff and Bullet Club stuff and the story stuff. I think it was a video. So now I understand why. And then they're going to have like a reunion kind of thing with Tanahashi. And I'm just like, I don't know if this is a good idea. But yeah, I would definitely I would definitely say that you would have to watch BTE, which is Being the Elite, to get the storylines for AEW because it goes back and forth and whatnot. And also whatever Sammy Guevara was doing on his vlogs, like that tied into it. And in hindsight, it was a bad idea. It could have worked, but I don't know how at the very moment.
Minute main event of Forbidden Door in Elmont, New York on June 30th.
In a match that shouldn't have happened. I don't remember if he was a heel or face that day.
It
He
doesn't
also
matter.
successfully defended his world title against Christian Cage at AEW
whoopee.
Double or Nothing in Las Vegas, Nevada on May 26th, winning with his devastating house call sidekick.
Oh yeah, that was good.
House call
I don't
sidekick.
remember it.
He earned 12 points in AEW's inaugural Continental Classic, tied for the most of any AEW participant, winning
Get out of here. He missed 12 whole points. He scored 12 whole points. Cody. He's nipping at you, bud. He scored 12 whole
It did die, Alpha. We just say Being the Elite, but yeah, it did die. It hasn't come back yet.
points.
He won. Yeah.
What if he scores 13 next year, man?
Oh man, he's gonna be number
Cody's,
one.
Cody's gonna have to sell his fucking bus
Oh
if Swerve scores 13 points next year.
Oh
He
my
won
god.
He fucking joke.
Cody's gonna have to sell his butts,
He's gonna have to
guys.
start sucking gas out of other cars like NWA wrestlers.
Oh,
He's gonna
like
have to say-
EC3. Yeah,
What?
Yeah, he's stealing gas like EC3.
Oh shit! He won
Yeah,
a
this sucks.
wild Texas death match against Adam Page at Full Gear on November 18th in Inglewood, California, choking Hangman out with a steel chain.
Cool. Man, that really blew off the feud, right? That's when it stopped.
Yeah.
Oh no, just kidding. It happened again and again and again
It's
and
gonna
again.
keep going. It's
And
gonna,
it's
keep going.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, we're already down to arson and fucking needles.
Yep.
And what's next? You're
Yep.
just gonna start chopping off body parts. Is that it?
That's what I'm banking on. He's not gonna be able to get 13 points though if he loses a whole arm or leg
Well,
or something. You know what I mean?
He's got to be
Oh
careful
my God.
because number 3, PWI 500 2024, Will Ospreay might be coming for that 13th point, Joe.
Get the fuck out of here. Not Will Ospreay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
How did
number
he
3.
get so high on the list, dude?
Well-
Will Ospreay? No way.
brand new guy, right?
Dude, he does. You know, he does flips. Did you know that?
He does flips,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, like he does them.
Who they got?
Yeah,
He's
Who is
totally
that?
different than every other guy that does those.
completely. I don't know of anybody that's like Will Ospreay. He's one of a kind.
Yeah. By the way, Ricochet, is he next? No. By the way, every guy that does all the same exact shit as him. Yeah.
As the very best wrestler in the world, Will Ospreay
Oh
has spent.
God, stop.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
Did you hear the sucking on that? Should I play the Shannon Sharp clip? I'm telling you,
No.
I heard a little bit of the.
Yeah.
All right, so
No.
as
Stop
the very
it.
best wrestler in the world, Will Ospreay has spent 2024 working to live up to his reputation in the first year under contract for a major U.S. promotion, following an 8-year run in New Japan that saw him graduate from high-flying junior heavyweight to the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, gambled on himself by becoming a free agent at the beginning of the year, and in doing so, Ospreay triggered one of the most closely watched bidding wars in wrestling history.
I don't know about that. Like, how can you bet on yourself when you're gonna have a guaranteed contract in AEW? And when apparently lawyers can tell you, oh yeah, you can sign ahead of time, which that right there is 100% contract tampering, even though people will say that that's not a thing and that's not like a legal thing. But if you really think about it, how can you sign with, a place while you're still under contract? That's why they told him to stay home. And the whole entire United Empire versus Bullet Club thing was really horrible. Really horrible. And he stood home and he wasn't there for Akira Francesco and he wasn't there for his boys. And then the moment that he comes back, it's like, oh yeah, we forgive you guys. Yeah, we definitely forgive you for staying home while Akira over here is being beaten up by a freaking fork by by Maloney and like Bullet Club always winning and whatnot and shit like that. And it's like, how can you bet on yourself when New Japan Pro Wrestling was upset with him, told him to stay home, told him to come in at like the last moment before like the big cage match that people freaking almost died in, and a career ended in that cage match. It's, man, it still like bothers me. It really does, because it's like Ospreay could have not done that in the ring. We could have seen Ospreay complete his final days in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and like, you know, with no issue. But because Tony Khan is like, oh yeah, you can definitely do that on live television, and even Ospreay saying that he didn't know he could sign ahead of time, it makes everything look bad. It makes people look bad, and then people don't understand that it makes it look bad. Like, it bothers me the way that business is done. And it's like, do you guys not have any sense of trying to keep things behind closed doors? Like, why does everything have to be so out in the open? And then like when we criticize it, we're wrong for criticizing things that could have been done differently and handled differently, and you know, and all that kind of shit. Like, it bothers the hell out of me. By the way, like, the bidding war between like if Ospreay should go to like WWE or, you know, AEW, you know, that should have been like behind closed doors. That should have not been like very, because after the fact it was just so meme like, because we're like, yo, you ran from the grind, and he certainly did run from the grind. And now he does flips and no sell and does what he wants to do in AEW. And I was like, what happened to the New Japan Pro Wrestling Ospreay that I loved and put over and praised? Now I just can't like watch his matches, because it's like, bro, you need to like rein that back in. No pun intended on Roman Reigns' name, but you need to rein that back in and tell us a story. That's why we always say that he had good matches with Shingo. Shingo brings the best out of people, and Shingo knows how to tell a story. Shingo understands the psychology behind storytelling and in the ring and like what fans want, so he understands that. So whenever he's fighting Ospreay, it was damn good magic. We need a Ospreay versus Dan Maloney match, because that was brutal what happened over at Rev Pro, but you know, wrestlers and stories and loose ends, and I just really want to work with wrestlers and storytelling and like bring all this loose ends together and make incredible storytelling and TV and even streaming, because New Japan Pro Wrestling is not really on TV here in the United States, unless, you know, you watch Access TV, but that's just showing you matches. But like, It really pains me that like in the PWI magazine that they put that everybody was watching this bidding war, and then like, you know, he bet on himself. No, he didn't. If he bet on himself, he would have been at WWE. He would have been at WrestleMania. He would have been at Royal Rumble. You know, he would have been at the big time stuff, man. Like, but no, he went to AEW for what? When sales are dwindling, you know, he wanted more money. WWE could have gave him more money. WWE could have like helped him out with, you know, his family life and shit. But sometimes you get so used to being familiar in your hometown that you don't ever want to leave the nest. How are you ever going to gain world experience and other experiences and interact with different people that may have different thought patterns and ideologies and all this kind of stuff? Like, you know, to not experience that and become a better version of yourself. Like, you know, if you're just going to stay home and do the same shit over and over, like, it's not gonna, you're not going to grow as a person. And AEW does the same loops on their tours, see the same people. He goes wrestle in the UK, and it's like, you did that before. If you're not going to help bring other UK people over to the United States and let them get a footing in the United States and try to get over in the United States, then why are you still wrestling in your hometown? Like, shouldn't you be contributing back to your hometown rather than just being there because you're like a big name now, like a bigger name, you know? I don't know, man. I just think that people should take that risk. Going to AEW is not really taking the risk unless like one day they have to close doors and they have to sell to somebody. It's a from Coalition. It's a horrible look. TK announcing Ospreay ahead of time destroyed all suspense for his last dates in New Japan Pro Wrestling. That is so true, and that's why I still hate it. And nobody questions him. They supposedly gave their blessing, but he was told to stay home most of the builds. It was bad. As someone who loves New Japan Pro Wrestling, as someone that will defend New Japan Pro Wrestling and defend United Empire and defend Bullet Club, like, that was bad. And you know, I defend New Japan Pro Wrestling because it gives us a different type of wrestling that I love to explore. I defend Bullet Club because all those guys are fantastic in like Bullet Club War Dogs, but Bullet Club in general are fantastic. United Empire, fantastic. Like, I really do enjoy the way that they can create stories, and they're looking for that outlet to create good stories. And I get that sometimes they could be like boggled down by other shit, and you know, management don't want to do this, management don't want to do that, and I totally get it. And everything is at a slower pace over in New Japan Pro Wrestling and in Japan in general, but like, I will always defend them. I always want to see the best out of them. I always want to see the best stories that they could create because they are worth it to invest. Psycho Heel Heat. Oh, sorry. I don't know where Heel Heat came from. Psycho Heel Bullet Club War Dog leader David Finlay was put in a position where he was the defender of New Japan Pro Wrestling against two AEW babyface for the inaugural match for the new IWGP Championship title. Yes, that global championship title. By the way, David Finlay versus Moxley versus Ospreay. Very, very good match. Moxley did not need to be in there. He really doesn't. He really didn't need to. But thankfully, they gave the belt to David Finlay. Thankfully, they gave him the belt. WWE was never going to give Will what he got from AEW. Not worth it to them. See, we don't know how much money. Uncle Dave could say whatever he wants. The sources could say whatever they want. We don't know how much money both parties were going to give Will Ospreay, so we got to stop that conversation in a way, because like, it's a little unfair because we don't know the exact number, so we can't really judge. Anybody can say whatever number it is. They could make up a number and be like, oh, sources told me that they gave Will X amount of money and that's why he went. We don't know. It's kind of sad that, like, you know, that got to be the talking point, and I get it. We need more money in our lives. I totally get it, because we're still trying to recover. Money goes up and down, like I said, but for the most part, like, they don't know. They don't know, but yet then people want to believe it and whatnot. You know, WWE has a lot of money. WWE is like in the positive. Right now, AEW is not in the positive. So, you know, Ospreay better save appropriately, and Ospreay better like maybe invest in passive income, because you never know when that guaranteed contract is never going to be guaranteed. We saw this with WCW. WCW had guaranteed contracts. WCW had an open checkbook. Tony Khan apparently has an open checkbook. And the inheritance money that his dad is giving him is an open checkbook. Whatever money they make back from these like $1 million gates are probably not really paying everybody, and he's just breaking even. So, you know, I would have loved for Ospreay to go to WWE, but it is what it is. But again, we don't know how much money he's actually getting paid, because again, that should not really be disclosed. I don't know why we like to disclose how much money someone is getting paid. You should be paid on the value that you bring, on the hard work that you bring, on the amount of tickets you could definitely sell, even though I'm like, that's a double-edged sword, just because of the experiences like I've seen on the indies and I've experienced. So it's a double-edged sword when it comes to should someone get paid on the amount of tickets that they can move, like the needle mover and the merchandise mover and stuff like that. Like that's a double-edged sword. Because I have like two different thoughts about that, but that could be like discussed for like a later video or something. But for the most part, like we put so much stock into like how much somebody gets paid. And it's like, you know, should we be talking about someone's bank account if we're not willing to talk about like our own bank account in a way? Like, I don't know. Ospreay, also known as free agent with a bidding war, is also a joke when Tony Khan apparently defied Kenny Omega's advice to block him over. Okay. Courted him for over a year before signing. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Kenny wanted to block him over that. I didn't know that. I know about the story. I know about the allegations and the story about that, but you know. Oh, you meant as treatment? Oh. I thought you meant more. I thought you meant towards money. But either way, like, but see, that's the thing though, that he never took the risk on himself. Why do you want to keep going back to England? Because your friends and family are there? Like, aren't you an adult? Don't you want to travel the world? Don't you want to experience other cultures and like try to and like try to be a better version of yourself, try to be like a better person of yourself, and like, you know, experience other things? Because like if you just live in your bubble, there's more to the world out there than like your backyard. He did everything that he could in England when it comes to wrestling, when it comes to like walking around, when it comes to like making friends and going to like entertainment spots and whatnot. Like, that gets boring, you know? Ospreay would have traveled the world with WWE. He would have visited new places. He could have taken his family with him on these new places, because as we see now, people are bringing their family on their tour buses, on the planes, and you know, they go to like all these amazing places around the world. Like, but Ospreay just wants to stay home. And it's like, dude, you're not going to get better if you're going to just stay home and do the same things over and over. If I was a wrestler, what would my finisher be? That's a very good question, because I like technical wrestling, right? So I like wrestling holds. I never gave that any thought, because even though like I had the young dream of being a wrestler, I think that I would rather be a manager more than anything else. But if I don't even know what my finisher would be. I know it would have to be some type of technical finisher. That is what I would want. I would want a technical finisher. I don't know, but I would rather be a manager to somebody. Like, I would love to be a manager in Bullet Club, because Bullet Club is still one of my favorite factions to be a part of. To be a member of Bullet Club, like I would love that. Like, to be a member of Bullet Club War Dog, like I would love to be a member there. Like, I would just like to be a manager. But yeah, it's gonna have to be like a submission for my finisher. I always say the drop Toho is like, you know, one of the best. Well, it is one of the best. You don't see it coming if you do a drop Toho. But other than that, like, you know, if I could be a manager, who would I manage? I would love to be, I would love to be a manager to like David Finlay and Dan Maloney. I don't think Clark Connors needs it, but I would like to be a manager somewhere within Bullet Club. I wouldn't mind being a manager to, well, Damian Priest don't need it. Who else? There's this up and comer guy named Tommy Invincible. I wouldn't mind being his manager if he ever gives me the chance for that, but I never really told him about it. So this is an exclusive on live. So if you guys know who Tommy Invincible is, he's an amazing wrestler. He got a huge, bright future ahead of him, and he's a damn good friend. Yo, the Brian Wright, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following. Is it subscribing or following? Following, subscribing. Thank you for being here. But Tommy Invincible, I wouldn't mind. You know, there's a couple others. Nitro should have won the Battle Royale and got the title shot at the pay-per-view. Probably, man. Like, that's a 20-year, a 20-year story in the making. I wouldn't have mind that. I think that would have been good. You guys, like, I just want you guys to know, I believe that Grand Slam was a pay-per-view, and I was like, why doesn't this feel like a pay-per-view? I thought it was a pay-per-view. It might just be me. Do you think the women need another tag team belt in WWE? No, the women need the women in WWE doesn't need another tag team championship title. The women in WWE probably need another mid-card title. But I'm not sure if that is going to fix anything. It's really difficult to like try to balance everything that WWE does, you know, especially when it comes to like the women's division and the men's division and the story, right? So I basically I don't think they need another title belt, but I'm not sure. But they do not need another tag team belt. I would love a spine buster, but nobody's buying one of those as a finisher in 2024. Also fully agree that managing Bullet Club would be a dream job. Yes, it definitely is a dream job. No problem. If you follow Wrestling Soup, I'm Dr. Brian Wright, who reads shit takes by wrestling fans. One of the hosts. Okay, cool. Oh, one of the hosts shared this in our Discord. Oh, hi. Yeah, so I'm Marie Shadows. By the way, my chat told me yesterday that I should look at some Wrestling Soup content, and this is like the first time that I am looking at Wrestling Soup. You guys, like I said in what do you call it? In the comment that you guys pop up on my Twitter because you guys are friends with John and like Toonie Town Wrestling. So like I see you guys. I've heard of you guys, but I never really got the chance to watch you guys. So I'm currently like just reacting to you guys, and I am like agreeing. I am agreeing with like everything that's happening. And then taking these long-winded explanations on something because like it just gets me a little upset. But Brian, thank you so much for following me and like subscribing and whatnot. I appreciate that. I am a fan. Like you guys are pretty funny, entertaining, and you guys make a lot of sense. Like it's so fucking true. By the way, I always do this if anybody is new and lurking and just passing on by. I'm Marie Shadows, the host and the creator of the Square Circle podcast. And I used to work for WWE back in 2018. And now I do live streams and content creation and media press. And also have a degree in creative writing and a bachelor's. Of course, I have a bachelor's. I have a background in creative writing and a publishing certificate. But yeah, man. With that being said, I'm going to take a tiny little break. We're going to continue on with talking about the PWI, but that whole Ospreay shit, just, man, I just wish that they didn't do business like that at all. But yeah, I'm going to take a little break. I'll be right back. So, don't go anywhere, please. Make sure to hit that like button for me. Okay, let's continue.
History. Decisions to sign with AEW has been second guessed by some, but with the criticism has only motivated Ospreay to prove his work ethic is second to none.
Yes, I do Discord. I have my own Discord and I have my own Discord server. Oh, if I still have any of that pork shoulder left, nah, man, I ate that all. I ate that all.
A true artiste. Oh, your favorite wrestling artists. A true artiste.
How do you say somebody is betting on themselves when they know that there's a multi actual billionaire waiting in the way to give them whatever they want?
Oh yeah.
Didn't I say that? Didn't I say something similar like that? Like, how do you bet on yourself when you know you have the guaranteed contract, the opportunity over at AEW? You're not betting on yourself. Cody Rhodes bet on himself, and look what happened to him. Like, Cody Rhodes, like, honestly, I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys. I personally do not like, or maybe I just don't understand the concept and the phrase of like betting on yourself when like you go out there and like you hustle and whatnot and you grind. Like, those are the synonyms that I associate the phrase to bet on yourself with. Like, I associate it with like go out there and hustle, the grind, you know, all this kind of stuff. Go book yourself, go do this, go do that. Like, you're doing it all by yourself, like you're betting on yourself. But like I never liked that phrase because I never understood it, because I was like, what the hell? You're betting on yourself? Like, what does that mean? If you're not making money doing all this, but you're like going through you know, the hustling thing, you know, how I just didn't get it. So Cody Rhodes is a complete example of like what it means to bet on yourself. You cannot use that for Will Ospreay. Ospreay did not bet on himself at all.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like that.
You're
That's
telling
like,
me that fucking Tony Khan wasn't sending him the same love letters that he was sending Kenny Omega when he was trying to woo him?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, dude. This is like if some woman married a multi-millionaire and got pregnant and she was like, I'm going to quit my job and raise my kid. And they were like, wow, that's real brave. It's like, you know, I think you'll be fine.
What?
I think that you won't have to fucking collect cans for the formula. Like, stop. We all knew that you were going to go take the rich kid's money. Don't present this as brave. It's fucking embarrassing.
Well, it is kind of brave because he barely made number 3. Because they said a true artiste in the ring, he's only competed in 8 matches this year. Only 8.
He's had 8 matches for $1 million.
Yeah, 8 matches.
Hey, I don't know if Brian is still in the chat. Yeah, Brian is still in the chat. MD, I miss you, buddy. Thank you for joining the chat. If Brian is still in the chat, I just joined the Wrestling Soup Discord, right? This is such an inspiration to me, by the way, because I've always wanted, like, because it looks damn good, dude. Even though like it's probably just, you know, very simple, but it looks damn good. But yeah, I don't know how you guys like did the, you know, where to get started and stuff like that, but I just want to say that like it feels good. I will continue my onboarding setup like after the stream, but I just joined just because I like joining Discords. I really do just like joining Discords, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Kevin Castle is part of Wrestling Soup. Like I follow Kevin. I like Kevin's takes. But yeah, so yeah, I'm in the Discord. I'm gonna basically go through all the onboarding later, but it looks pretty good. And this is you watch old pay-per-views and all that kind of stuff. All right, cool. I don't mind watching like old pay-per-views and like all kinds of stuff. I watch wrestling like 24/7. Will Ospreay is very unlikable. Now he is. I'm just saying, like now. Cool. 8 matches, but they left Roman Reigns off the 500. Listen, they have a time frame. Like, I don't understand PWI's time frame. Oh, he does. Yeah, right. Yeah, he does a show with them. Okay. Got it. Don't mind me. I'm trying to like piece the puzzles together. for like wrestling soup and the people that I follow and the people that I follow talk about wrestling soups. I'm just trying to put like the puzzles together. That's all. I'm just trying to put the puzzles together. You watched SmackDown and Spring Stampede 1994 last night. Good. Yes, exactly. How was he betting on himself? How was he in a bidding war? And in hindsight, how was he even in a free agent? He really wasn't. His contract didn't end. He signed the AEW contract before his New Japan contract ended. So like that cannot make you a free agent. Like we got to stop rewriting wrestling history here. You know, we really do. We got to stop rewriting wrestling history. It's so damn annoying. Anyway, let's continue with the video. I'm extremely happy. Like I love you guys. Thank you for being here.
Earning 5 stars from the Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer. Shout out to big old Tuna Dave.
No.
Yeah.
No way. Dave Meltzer gave him 5 stars?
Of course.
Always.
I mean, that's his favorite.
What did he do? Forget to send Dave a fucking heart emoji that day or something? What?
Do you think
Only
these 14
5?
people and Dave just sit around Will Ospreay and just take turns sniffing the chair? Do you think that's how that works?
Like, I can't show that.
Up all the Ospreay.
Do you think one of them just eats a British flag and
guys?
Then fucking, what's it called? The serpent? Oh God, I'm forgetting the name of it. The human centipede. It? Do you think that's
No?
Oh, I thought you were talking about when they clean out your system.
No. I don't want to be reminded of that. Like why? Like why? I don't.
System like that you eat a rope and then they like ripcord it out the other end and they clean out your insides.
Oh, well, maybe that, or they just all wear green sweatsuits and just hug.
Oh yeah.
They're like, I got a green sweatsuit too, Jack. We got.
By the way, do you guys remember when people on Twitter were like, "Yo, Ospreay, can you please wear a suit or something if you're gonna be champion, or can you at least look presentable?" Like, I get it, wrestlers and people in general should be comfortable and like whatever they want to wear, but you're basically on a show. You're basically on a show. Look presentable, you know. But yeah, the green tracksuit, man, I was just like, that's so, in my opinion, like it's kind of low effort.
You know who else has?
But at the same time, I could already feel the comments section going like, well, why does he always have to be in his ring gear? You know, if you're not going to be in the wrestling business and if you're not going to try to be a wrestler or go to wrestling school, they always tell you to have your gear and be ready for anything. And even if he was in his gear or not in his gear, you know, at least look like you're going to be ready for like a fight. You're on a show that has simulation in fighting. You never know when someone can attack you from behind and you want to, you know, have like, you know, clothes that are meant for going like outside to like an entertainment place or like playing basketball, playing tennis, going have brunch, like stuff like that. Like, I don't understand why you wear a jumpsuit while you're trying to look like you're supposed to be a wrestler and be very intimidating, even if you don't have a match. The bit where he said Finley knows nothing of Bullet Club because BC is about the elite of the elite wrestlers. Like, dog, you've been around Bullet Club long enough to know that ain't the gimmick. That was the sign he bought into AEW narrative and agenda already. He wasn't going anywhere else. I totally forgot he said that shit to Bullet Club. Like, I don't know. I don't think Ospreay pays attention to what Bullet Club is. Yeah. Like the Rolex thing, like, okay, cool, you could buy a watch. I could buy a watch too, like, you know? Well, yeah, because the only reason why Will went quiet was because of like, you know, what else can he say? He thought he could like dunk on the fan, but like everyone else is completely right. Like, okay, you have a watch. I could buy one too. The TK pre-announcement was an insult at that point. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Your green sweatsuit. Where was Ospreay?
Earning 5 stars or more from the Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer, including bouts with Kazuchika Okada,
Okada,
Josh Alexander, MJF, and Michael Oku.
Who's Michael Oku?
I don't know, but it was a 5-star match. That's what I'm hearing here.
I don't know who Michael Oku is. Can somebody?
Michael
tell me?
Oku. Yes.
Well, Michael.
He's a
Oku
UK
has a 5-star
wrestler.
match, and Kurt Angle doesn't. So Dave Meltzer, eat a gun.
No.
I don't know who the fuck that is. Yeah. So to nobody's surprise, Will Ospreay at number 3, was it?
Yeah, number 3 and number 4.
So who's the fucking loser at number 4? Then?
Oh man, the guy who lost out to Will Ospreay by a pinch is everyone's favorite cross-dresser Seth Rollins at number 4.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That is a choice of a picture to put. Oh my god.
Gross. I mean, this is
Oh
pass.
my god.
I think people already know my feelings on this.
One of the things that they wanted you to know is he is 16 years a professional. His 2023 rank, as we recall, he was number 1 last year. Number 1. But this year, one of the other things that he's doing, his side hustle, is the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy in Davenport, Iowa.
Oh,
Yeah,
please
the
stop
wrestling
setting me up
school.
for jokes like this. Come on. Wait,
What joke?
Trying to get me in trouble?
What joke?
I
wanna
want to
hear-
Is that what Shannon Sharp was thinking when he fucking went live earlier today? Is
Yeah.
that?
I asked for the joke and that's a joke that we get.
Black and Brave, everyone.
He's
Yes.
like, watch me get fired from ESPN real quick.
Seth Rollins is the Kamala Harris of the PWI 500.
Sir,
Whoa.
sir, no. Why would you? What? Oh my god, why? Like, no, that doesn't. No, I don't think that goes together, sir.
Is that what? That's what it says in it?
No.
Oh my god! Well, nothing would surprise me.
Oh my god.
Number 5 of the PWI 500 is Tetsuya Naito.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just
Naito, which he said it right. I just realized he said it right.
imagine this after. I don't know what happened. He turned black and brave.
Oh my god, we're doing impressions. Oh my god, okay. Hilarious. That
This whole time I thought he was Midwestern. Turns out he's black and brave. Wait, wait, number 5 was Okada.
No, it's Naito. It's Naito.
Naito.
And they're actually
Naito, not NATO. Like NATO is spelled different. It's for NATO is NATO, and that's an acronym in the United States. It's NATO.
the national North American Trade Organization. That's
These guys.
That's a fucking
the
wild
whole
pick.
company. Yeah.
That's a wild pick for number 5, man. That's
We're getting a little political this year on the PWI, but Pro Wrestling Illustrated owes Naito a big apology, Joe, for unintentionally omitting him from last year's PWI 500. They just totally forgot about him. Totally forgot.
Well, Mish, there's one less writer this year because he had to commit seppuku.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Because he dishonored the great NATO.
Yeah.
Naito.
The future Hall of Famers saw it that nobody overlooked his contributions to the sport over the last year.
What Hall of Fame is he going in?
The Japanese one?
That's a good question, and that question hurts my heart. That question hurts my heart. Yeah, that really does.
The Japanese Hall of Fame.
That question hurts my heart, guys.
Now, going into the Japanese Hall of Fame. Just for the whole country, not even wrestling.
Oh my god, that hurts my heart.
The guy who made Dragon Ball and Naito.
Oh my god.
Fucking who cares?
That hurts my heart. Brother Contreras, thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. Is there a pure Hall of Fame? I have no idea, dude. I don't know.
Yeah. Number 6, the PWI 500 2024, Damian Priest. Honestly,
that even feels almost a little bit like a reach. I'll be honest with you.
you think that's a
For
little too
Priest.
high?
Well, I mean, I guess when I consider the proceeding,
Shout out to everyone in chat, including Square Circle Podcast. Yeah. Keep up the good work on the channel. Appreciate it. And shout out from the South Bronx. You know it. Brother BKL Contreras. Okay, cool. Sports entertainment guy. Okay, so brother BKL. Okay, because I couldn't read that, so I didn't know what it was, but I can definitely just be like, yo, brother Contreras, if it helps, one of the hosts is Asian. How many people are on the Wrestling Soup? Because I don't know. How many people are on the Wrestling Soup? So is the Wrestling Soup like a network of podcasters? Because I believe that from the pictures that I saw, we have a referee and we have another guy. And by the way, I'm not trying to be like mean or anything. Like, I just don't know. I just want to understand. But cool for letting me know that one of the hosts is Asian. maybe a G Coalition could like have his question answered on like the next Wrestling Soup. Now that one hurt my heart. Yeah. RIP to Akira Toriyama as well.
Right.
yeah, I don't know. Like, it feels very weird because there's very clearly people that were in WWE that had, like, Gunther had a
Okay, see? Okay, all right, cool. Anthony Thomas and Joey Numbas are the main hosts. Okay, cool. I don't watch enough of Solomonster to know, or even to like form an opinion. So I don't know. I don't watch him enough or barely to like have an opinion. So sorry. Okay, so those two are the main.
better year than
Oh my
Priest.
god, I totally agree. Totally
Come on,
agree.
like,
I would be
who-
fine though if
Okay,
he stays in the
okay.
top 10. I think he's a top 10 guy, but I kind of agree with you. 6 might be a little too high up there.
Yeah, just a tad. By the way, I would be putting Dominic Mysterio over him no
Oh.
matter what. Even if he won the belt, I'd still put Dom above him.
But you can't. And I looked up.
Because it's a match opponent quality? Is that what it is?
No, it's because a majority
What?
of the matches that he had over the last year were tag matches. And
Oh,
so
never
all the
mind
great
then.
matches and promos
Oh.
that he's done are completely scrubbed from this list because he didn't have the match quality as a single star that he did with success as a fucking tag team.
Dude, you got a great point. There's never been a tag team wrestler that drew money, and people were interested in tag teams. Never made money. I mean, we gotta focus the spotlight on NATO and Spaghetto and Pina Colada or whoever the fuck's coming up next.
But I mean, if that's
Guys.
the case, Joe, when they do the fucking tag team PWI 250 or whatever it is, Dominic better be at the top with fuck Balor or something. I mean, seriously, if that's how they're gonna
Right.
rate,
Did he just say that Dominic should be at the top with fuck Balor? Like what? The way with words.
this Dominic better be number 1.
Oh well.
I'm just saying.
We'll see. I'm gonna bet it's probably some fucking random tag team.
It's
from
gonna be
Japan
the
that-
Scissor Sisters. Ugh, all right.
Yeah, right.
What?
Some fucking ice ribbon team or some shit. I don't know.
I mean, I like Damian Priest. I'm glad that he's up here. Last year he was at 71, so I mean it's a huge jump for him for this list. But for the most part, maybe top 10, maybe number 10, I should say. 6 just seems a little bit high up, but I mean I wouldn't even whatever. But number 7, everybody's favorite AEW MJF. MJF is number 7.
Oh.
Yes, MJF is the number 7 pick.
I don't know,
I'm
man.
genuinely surprised that they put him this low. Really, I'm
No, I
surprised
am too.
that with the amount of love that they have from Drift, they didn't give him number 5 or number 4.
I'm surprised he's higher than Priest,
Yeah.
just due to the
Or
fact that
lower than Priest, you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm surprised he's lower than Priest because even though I tend to like Priest more as not being incredibly annoying to watch most of the time,
He's great as a person. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, what it all comes down to, though, is that MJF finds ways to try to make reasonable matches with unreasonable wrestlers. And
Hmm.
to me, he's more of an entertaining watch than Ospreay, at least in my opinion. But whatever. Obviously, he's the boy. He's the golden boy.
Well, here's their
He's
top
got his little
5
hair
moments.
parted for a reason. You know what I mean?
This is the top 5 moments that they put up for MJF. August 27th, 23, in front of one of the largest crowds in wrestling history, defeated Adam Cole in the main event of All In London to retain the world championship. To be fair, that is a pretty fucking big accomplishment. As much as we want to talk about Cody and Roman, yeah, AEW did a fantastic job at All In. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like,
that was the main event.
yeah, well, it's been
We
a
all
year.
forgot. We all forgot.
Defeated Kenny Omega on October 28th, blah, blah, blah. Returned to the AEW championship scene by beating Will Ospreay in a 1-hour classic. On Dynamite, I remember that. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Choked out Samoa Joe to retain the world title. Garbage. Beat Jay
Yeah,
White
that
at
sucks.
Full Gear. Garbage.
Yeah, that was
I don't know.
garbage.
It's just,
No, these aren't good matches. But you didn't mention how many points did he get?
they didn't even put
Oh.
it in there. They didn't put his
They
They
points
did
in there.
it.
Well, I mean, I guess you get lower on the list if you don't get as many points. So,
Yeah.
sorry, MGF. Hopefully, you get more points next year.
Number 8, Bleedy McBleederson Moxley.
Wow.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
This is embarrassing. This should go fuck yourself for even putting him on this.
Yeah.
He is absolutely dog shit.
You know, the sad
I
thing
mean,
is shit like this,
Awful.
listing him this high, he's never going to learn. He's going to think that people love what he's doing out there. And instead of him going back into the way that he learned in WWE, that he showed everybody that he was capable of having great matches, he's going to stick with the blood and guts. He's going to
Yes,
stick
he
with
is.
the fucking hardcore deathmatch stuff.
And he's not going to
Give
change.
us less and less wrestling. Like the positives of John Moxley have been kind of put on the back burner in order to be this version of Moxley that bleeds. I mean, even the picture that they use, Joe, I don't know if you saw it.
It's
But
blood.
even the picture that they use shows that John Moxley is just a Bleedy McBleederson kind of fucking wrestler.
Yeah, he's kind of like if Great Khali was a deathmatch guy from Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what he is at this point. His matches, he's a lumbering oaf.
Mhm.
Everything looks fucking bad.
Mhm.
He refuses to sell. He refuses to sell like he's 7 feet tall.
Right.
And the matches are just consistently fucking atrocious. I'm not even sure I want to hear what these people consider good matches of his. Because
No.
anybody with anything resembling any sort of taste knows that this guy has not had a single good match in probably 3 fucking.
I could tell you for a fact that if you try to ask that question, no one's going to give you a straight answer. No one is going to give you any good match that he has. And if you come across the female fan base for John Moxley, they go based on feeling, and they don't tell you anything of substance. So your answer is going to be no. They're not going to tell you anything.
Years, and that's pushing it.
Yeah.
Come on.
The first one they have up here is defeated NATO at Windy City Riot.
I basically did a whole entire live stream and basically live stream and a standalone podcast episode about that. I just really wish that it wasn't so sure about if he watched it or whatnot. And I did come across somebody on on Twitter. Somebody put someone's video up explaining that they did a paper about Romper Stomper. But didn't say anything about a summary for it. And was like, yeah, the inspiration there and whatnot. I probably super paraphrasing it, but this video did nothing to at least get me interested to read the paper that this guy wrote, and to see like if it is true, if it's not true. His main concern about that 5-minute video was basically that because he had tweeted it out first, saying that like there's a correlation between like Moxie and Romper Stomper for like the inspiration. Here comes Brian Alvarez to completely say it with certainty on the Wrestling Observer, and then it grew, and then it blew up, and the guy didn't understand exactly why, and then like it got people to be very mean or whatever the case may be, but like I thought I was watching a video explaining, how it could be, how it couldn't be, maybe it was inspiration, maybe it wasn't inspiration, but it was more concerned about, he was the first person to tweet it out, and then here comes Alvarez to like talk about it more, and all this kind of stuff. It's just one of those things of like, man, if you did a paper on Romper Stomper, why won't you give us the cliff notes to make us interested to go read your paper, and to see if he's actually doing this? Because in 2024, we don't need that kind of events happening on a wrestling show that's seen by millions across United States and even like other parts of the world and whatnot. Like, we don't need that. And by the way, AEW forgets that, the TV networks, it's like a Christian value network system. So you can't be having that on there. You can't be having those values on there and whatnot. But, Warner Brothers Discovery and TNT and TBS are not concerned about what AEW is doing. They are concerned about what they're going to do with $9 million that they lost. So that's why the TV deal with AEW has not been finalized yet, because again, Warner Brothers Discovery is more concerned about how are we going to get back the $9 million that they lost. The weird thing is, Moxie initially said he wanted to try to prove in AEW that he wasn't going to go back to his CZW self, and he wanted to prove his capabilities as a wrestler. How that turned out, I didn't know he wanted to do that. The movie's more about the descent of madness of a violent life can lead. Now, see, when you put it like that, I could feel a little bit better, but it still does need to take a different approach than how everything blew up for the wrong reasons. This is why, like, there should have been vignettes and monologues explaining the new character, and if he would have went with the way that you explained it, Lightsbane, it would have been so much better. So much better. But knowing that that's one of the themes and one of the issues to talk about, I guess, makes me feel a little bit better. MD coming in with the yawn Moxley. Yes, that's totally right.
In Chicago, he won 5 matches against Briscoe, Lethal, Swerve, and Jay White to advance to the Continental Classic. It's where he lost to Eddie Kingston. He used the Death Rider DDT to beat Orange Cassidy at All Out in Chicago. He beat Evil in a lumberjack match to win the IWGP World.
I will say that Evil match was horrible. John Moxley did not care about that match. I guess New Japan Pro Wrestling didn't care about that match. That match was horrible. It was a cold match. And it's like, dude, if you're not going to be over in New Japan Pro Wrestling to get a feel and get the chemistry going with Evil and House of Torture, and then say all this stupid shit in your promo to kind of discredit them and, make them look bad, you're not supposed to do that in a promo. Promo 101 is not to make your opponent look bad like that. Okay? For some reason, Tony Khan didn't let him go over to New Japan Pro Wrestling to start building up the story. They didn't care about it, and it became cold. And if you guys want to check it out, if you have not checked it out, I suggest checking it out. I would drop the link in chat, because it's not one of my best performing videos. My best performing podcast episode was talking about the AEW and New Japan partnership and how bad it is. That everybody was like talking about it. Everybody made that one go viral. Thank you for that, for doing such. Go watch my video on John Moxley versus Evil. It was the worst match I ever had to like talk about.
Title. Yeah, I remember watching that with Kevin. And NJPW's Dominion event in Osaka. He avenged a 2021 loss by beating Josh Barnett via referee stoppage in Bloodsport.
That was a horrible match too. Horrible match. John Moxley cannot be an MMA fighter, and John Moxley is definitely, well, MMA stands for mixed martial arts. And definitely not a blood sport person. Like, that was a horrible match. I think I talked about that too. Josh Barnett should have won. Josh Barnett should have never let John Moxley basically win that. It was so stupid. And they had to dumb it down to make it half wrestling, half MMA. And John Moxley cannot do anything new on the fly. And I'm like, bro, you are exposing yourself, and I'm exposing you for it. Because it was that bad. Can I not get the link for this? It was a live stream. So in the chat are two different links to two different videos. One is a live stream of John Moxley versus Josh Barnett, which I reacted to live on stream, where you can see my reaction. You can hear what I'm talking about. I pause and I break down stuff, and I kind of expose John Moxley for not knowing how to do MMA, not knowing how to do things on the fly. And they really did have to do a wrestling hybrid kind of a style, because John Moxley can't hang in MMA. He can't hang with Josh Barnett. Like, he just can't. And that's just me being very, very honest. The previous link above that is me talking about John Moxley versus Evil. Horrible match. Horrible.
Bushido pay-per-view on in Tokyo, Japan. So he did a lot of international stuff, I guess. Yeah,
Blows.
but well,
Absolutely fucking blows. He's dog shit. I mean, stop.
and
Fucking stop. If we're gonna do, by the way, if we're gonna play this game now where we just take complete and utter garbage match wrestlers and put them really, really high and hold them in high regards, and I said this before and I will continue to say this, then we need to retroactively go back and look at a lot of these deathmatch guys and give them their proverbial flowers. Because if John Moxley gets to be considered a good wrestler right now, then there's at least a half a dozen guys in the deathmatch scene that should be like ranked in top 10, top 5,
Yeah.
if that's how we're going to fucking play this. Because Moxley's matches suck. He looks like shit. The fucking promos are god awful. At one point, he had a personality. He has it no more. He looks like a bloated corpse.
But I think I even said that to you in private. It's not even as if these people enjoy death matches. Death matches have been around forever. It's that they enjoy death matches in AEW.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah,
Right.
it's just it's a blind loyalism to that company. So when you get to this point where if flippy do nonsense bullshit matches are your favorite thing in the world, and you love a guy like Ospreay, I'm whatever. That's, to each their own. That's your taste. But if you're gonna say to me that also, Needle Face and fucking John Moxley doing his like, somehow he's not fat, but he lumbers around like a fat guy in the ring. It's the weirdest shit you've ever seen. If that's comparable to Ospreay, and we're all just grading these people on the same exact thing now,
Yeah.
then what the fuck are we doing? I don't know. This is just humiliating.
I want you to
in the top 10.
I want you to weigh this all out. I want you to think of the first 8 that we've had. I mean, we've had Cody Rhodes at number 1, Swerve Strickland at number 2, Will Ospreay number 3, Seth Rollins at number 4, Naito at number 5, Priest number 6,
Naito,
MJF and Moxley at 7 and 8. All of them are considered better
hi Boss Monster. Thank you for joining the chat and the stream.
by those 15 plus people, or those 14, 15 plus people, than number 9, Gunther.
The laugh.
That's fucking hilarious.
Then Gunther.
That's so funny, dude.
A guy
Even
that the largest company in the world has trusted with not once but twice to carry their titles to
What about the Lucha Bros?
longevity heights never seen before. And now he has the world title and he's going to go again, you know?
And he's over fucking Moxley.
Yeah, Gunther was only number 9. When Gunther had like a better, um, you know, title reign, career story wise, match wise. Even though I kind of wanted like Gable to win into the IC title off of him at that time, but Gunther like had like a really good like rise.
Oh, Mox. Well, that's it. It's like,
Oh, they signed to WWE. There are so many conflicting reports about the Lucha Bros, man. Like I don't even know what's real, what's not real anymore. We'll see when they pop up in WWE. We'll see what happens. We'll see the reaction. But for the most part, like there's so many conflicting reports.
that tells you everything you need to know as far as this committee of people that think they know so much about wrestling, and they're putting John Moxley above this guy who, by the way, since he's arrived in WWE, I'm not a stat guy, but I'm pretty sure the last I heard that since he's been in the company in NXT in the main roster, he's had a title, like
Yeah. Oh,
a good high title, not fucking some bullshit, 24/7 nonsense, whatever. For like 80% of the time he's been in
454 days. And what was the other one? 666 days. Like, you're talking about a guy who's changing the vision of what these industry titles mean. And the best part is by their own criteria, Gunther should technically be number 1 because
he should be like number 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Easily.
just because he didn't win, the Cody title, the Roman and Cody title, he still had more wins than everybody else by a lot.
By a lot. Right. What's his name? MJF had 8 matches for the whole year, but those 8 matches were better than Gunther's fucking 20, 30, 40, right?
And Lightning throws in, and he was king of the ring. Yeah, they just keep throwing fucking accolades at this guy, and he can't get better than number 9. He can't beat out fucking AEW Dean Ambrose. Just can't do it.
He can't beat out the fucking hepatitis kid. Like, give me a break.
Dude,
give me an absolute fucking break.
That was infuriating to me. Like the Seth Rollins shit, whatever. They've had a hard on for Seth Rollins for a while, but it's weird. A guy like Gunther is literally out here changing the direction of shit, changing the way matches happen, stacking up a goddamn body count. And it's like, yeah, maybe number 9, it's just.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, he did wrestle, what's his name, Yakachika at the Windy City Showdown in front of 250 people in a fucking pool hall. Like,
he was at number 4 last year, too. So they thought
Gunther had a worse year.
Yeah.
And still behind Moxley. Interesting.
That's a choice.
That is a choice. That is 100%. That's a choice.
Right? Like,
it is a choice. It's a choice 15 people made. And they're like, yeah, Gunther ain't shit, guys. Just give him number 9.
Imagine if your company in the first year made $2 million. It's like, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the next year you made $20 million, and they looked at you to like, yeah, but that first year you were definitely doing a lot better.
Maybe it's an expectation thing. Maybe it's the first year Gunther made $2 million and people were happy, and they're like, okay, but next year you're going to make us $200 million.
Yeah, Mish, why are we even having this conversation, dude? Mish, we forgot the most important thing.
Oh, okay.
He didn't have enough fucking points.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He didn't have any of those. Yeah, the tournament.
He didn't have enough points.
Did Gunther have any tournament points?
But he won the King of the Ring, so yeah, he did have the tournament points. He won them all.
No. They don't use points. They don't use points.
Shit.
That's not important.
Shit.
It's just King of the Ring. It's only been held by Stone Cold Steve Austin and stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't have enough fucking points.
Oh man.
I know.
Oh, well.
I know. Maybe next year, Gunther.
Did he get any stars from Dave Meltzer? Maybe that would have helped.
No.
Did he get any 5-star matches? Got any 6-star matches for Gunther from old Tuna Dave?
No.
You know what? Maybe that's what they put in the spreadsheet. Stars and points.
God,
Stars and points.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be legitimately embarrassing if the PWI was exposed and they used Dave Meltzer's in order? Dave Meltzer's newsletter.
Honestly, I don't know what the points are based on. Hold on. I don't think I'm actually looking it up. Um, they have a ranking system. It's based on, is this gonna tell me? Oh, it's on PWI anyway. Um, okay. Okay, so for more, so this is from the PWI online website. It says for more than 4 decades, PWI has included monthly rankings for various promotions and territories in our print magazine and in digital. And in the digital era, we have released our weekly ratings for many of those same promotions. Criteria for ranking includes championships held/defended, win-loss record, push, and technical ability. The letter C denotes the top heavyweight champion of a given brand or promotion. But I don't know if that is these are just weekly stuff. But I don't know if that's still the same criteria for like the PWI 500, but these are like ratings. What is that? Knockouts. Oh, knockouts. I thought it said something different. All these people, like, I don't know if they really watch all this stuff. Yeah, so I mean, the 12 points is probably like, see, at first I thought they were joking around with the 12 points, calling back to the Intercontinental, no, the freaking International Classic tournament that AEW did, as like, you know, they got 12 points and Tony Khan wanted to do the tournament to be like the G1, so when you're in the G1 you rank up points. I thought they were using that as like a joke kind of thing, but I don't know if that's like, you know, what I read. Were they using Roman numerals? I hear that's a problem. Huh. I agree. Gunther should be Brock Lesnar, Big Vader level destroyer. Gunther needs knee pads. More like lack of push. But yeah, I think the points were just to be funny because of that tournament that Tony Khan did. And you know, everyone won points in their matches because he so desperately wants to do a G1.
Letter and a star rating system in order to gauge who they put in this year. Oh. Oh. Number 10, Sin Cara.
Sin Cara.
Why?
I guess he's doing okay down
Because
there.
we got to pretend that.
Sin Cara. If you want to like say it with the Spanish accent and make it like, you know, it's Spanish. Sin Cara.
Lucha Libre wrestling is as important as American wrestling. Okay.
Well, Pro Wrestling Illustrated is a universal magazine. Everybody in the world gets it.
It is.
That's why you too can buy a annual subscription for the low cost of $10.
Oh.
What's the conversion rate?
Oh, well, go support Toonie Talk Wrestling as well, guys. Go support them as well.
On that.
I think that's like £8. Oh, in pesos? Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right, cool. So, those are the only 2 videos that we're going to watch today. The last thing that I'm probably going to end with is the Ricochet and Ospreay sit down, and we're going to go through that the same way that I went through the other one of Ricochet's promo and told the whole world that, you know, basically he can't cut a promo because he still can't cut a promo. But yeah, Wrestling Soup is really funny. They really are like, obviously they get it and they know what they're talking about, and I'm agreeing with them like 9 times out of 10. Some of the shit that they say is funny. Some of the shit that they say, I'm just like, yo, what the hell? Like I didn't need that image in my head, but for the most part, like you could tell that they care. So thank you to Denisha for recommending we watch some Wrestling Soup or even mention Wrestling Soup, because those were two good videos that I enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoyed my explanation and giving extra information where I can and talking about it. But we are going to switch over to watching some Ricochet and Ospreay sit down interview, and we're going to go through it. And unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to play uh the video because Don Stevens is still around and at large. So I don't want that to happen. I thought he was Mystico. Yeah. But in what do you call it? In WWE he's Sin Cara. Cuz Mystico is now in MOW? I got it confused. I'm so sorry. Not only did Tony want so badly to do a G1, he overreacted to the criticism he got from the god awful MJF Jay White title match. Yeah, that was so stupid, by declaring there would be no outside interference in his mid-card G1. Yep. Ospreay's barrier, Ricochet, and this match. Can't wait. Oh, really? Oh. Hi Scarlett, I acknowledge you. Thank you for joining the chat and the stream. Ricochet, my favorite Irish wrestler. Yeah, dude, I totally miss when you do that. Anyway, let's go and let's go and find this.
That's why I dialed you in. This tailgate's got it all. Tech, grills.
Absolutely. We got
It sucks that I can't show you guys the video so that you guys can get like my absolute best reaction. Opening a new tab. No, let me add another image. But yeah, guys, let me know how you guys are liking the stream so far. If you enjoying the stream, enjoying what I have to say. If you have not yet hit that like button, please do so. I would be very, very appreciative. If you have not hit that follow button right here on youtube.com/Square Circle Podcast, please go do so. It definitely helps out everybody. It helps out the channel. We are almost there. We are getting there. Okay. Later, Edwin. Thank you for joining. Enjoy UFC. We're getting there to YouTube partner program. Okay, we're getting there. I just want to say thank you guys so much. But yeah, right now we are going to be listening and reacting to the sit down interview that had Will Ospreay and Ricochet with Renee being mediator. I'm not going to show the video. It is going to be audio only, and you're going to get my reaction to it. It's going to be audio only because Don Stevens is still at large. And I gonna say that, and I'm gonna take a quick break. Again, if you have not hit that like button, please go do so. And if you have not hit that follow button right here on the Square Circle Podcast, please go do that. But I will be right back. See, I knew I was going to talk into the mic while it was muted. I knew that was just gonna happen one of these days. Okay, so like I said, we are gonna go and we are going to listen to this.
Will Ospreay, Ricochet, thank you guys both so much for taking the time to sit down with me today. Next week, Dynamite, the 5th anniversary of Dynamite, the two of you will be having a match for that international championship. But I want to take you guys back to 2016, the Super Juniors. You two had a match that really revolutionized the entire.
Wow. Ricochet, I mean, I know you guys are not seeing the video, but if you guys, watch AEW on Wednesdays, that eye roll, that sass from Ricochet, as if like, he doesn't want to talk about what happened at Best of the Super Juniors so many years ago in 2016. Like, I get it, but this is what happens. Did Renee really get to be on the graphic? Yeah, she really got to be on the graphic. By the way, in the Discord tonight, 8 p.m., we are playing Riff Tracks and Jackbox. Thanks for letting me know. I will see if I could check it out later. I like Jackbox. But yeah, if you guys are not, Ricochet thought he was killing it with that big ass chin. MD. Oh, that's okay. All right. I was gonna say that, if you guys already watched it, Ricochet just like rolls his eyes at like this, but this is what I mean about AEW is that they rely on 20 years, 15 years, 10 years of storytelling in the making and in another company just because of a match that went viral or like a promo that went viral. And, now he's like rolling his eyes as if like he doesn't want to talk about it. And this is how like you don't create story, AEW. Like, obviously he doesn't want to talk about it, but they're going to talk about it. But it's just one of those things of like, you should have built it up slowly. Create something new between Ospreay and Ricochet. Like, why we have to rush?
Sport. What does it mean to you to have that kind of an impact on professional wrestling, and what are your memories of that?
Can I start, if that's
Yeah,
all right?
sure.
All good with you?
Yeah, please.
We've never actually spoken about this in the same room, ever. Not even publicly. Individually, I feel like we've spoken about this match constantly. For me, I was not prepared for the spotlight that I was about to be put under. I mean, at the time, I was 23 years old. This is the first tour that I ever did with New Japan, and I was in there with like the most elite field of wrestlers I've ever seen. Like, I remember Kyle O'Reilly versus Kushida was like one of the main events for starting of the tour. I remember watching it being like, I really do not belong here. and really feeling like I was in deep water. But like seeing how it all transpired and seeing how we just went out there and done, well, I did me, you did you. I came out the victor of the match, but it was just one of those ones where I feel like we did something very important, and it shows now. Like, I don't know if you see it, but when you're walking back there, like there are kids like Nick Wayne who.
He is such a baby face. And when I say he, I mean Ospreay. Ospreay is such a baby face, man. Like, AEW always bringing up some stuff from the indies I don't care about. Isn't this supposed to be the big leagues? Yeah, it's supposed to be the big leagues. They're in competition with WWE, didn't you know? Will Ospreay sounds like tea and crumpets. Oh my god, that's like 100% like, yeah, that's accurate, bro. Like, oh my god. Sounds like Will Ospreay was scared of the grind. Listen, he's such a babyface in this that I'm like, I don't know. Like, my god. Nick Wayne looks like a malnourished Will Ospreay. MD!
Come up to us and was like, yo, that match got me into wrestling.
Oh, yeah,
and
every
it's
time.
crazy to me. Like, it's been 8 years and with.
Let me guess. Ricochet is gonna do the cold shoulder guy thing, right? Like, you have Ospreay here being like, "Oh my God, that was a really good time, and that was a really good match. We inspired, the next generation of wrestlers in a way." Blah blah blah. Like, he's really giving a very warming conversation to it, and I bet you Ricochet is just gonna come out and be like the cold shoulder kind of guy. We're only a minute and 41 seconds in.
Created something for a next generation to come in and
Didn't I
strive
just
to do
say that?
something as special as what we did. I don't know how you feel about it.
My internet, my rules. Introducing My Home from Verizon.
That was an ad.
No, I agree with you on that, but it's funny. I have mixed feelings about the match. Honestly, I have mixed feelings. On one hand, I'm happy that we had the match, and I'm happy that Will and I got together and we got to show the whole world our vision as to what professional wrestling can be. But man,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to pause because okay. I'm probably gonna get like copyrighted, but like I could just end up playing Stacy's mom, for Nick Wayne's mom. Just play Stacy's mom, man. Just play Stacy's mom. Yo, Denisha. I don't know if you heard. I said thank you for recommending Wrestling Soup. It was really, really, really good, and thank you for enjoying the stream. But yeah, MD man, like we just gotta play Stacy's mom. Okay.
I got some regrets, and not because of some out-of-touch old-timer or some online cheese curlers who think they know everything about wrestling. No, not because of that, but because really up until that night, every time you would compare Ricochet and Will Ospreay, it was Ricochet 1, Ospreay 2. A lot of people saw it as this passing of the torch type match, because especially for me, like he just said, like it was the first time he'd really been set in a situation like that. But for me, I had Lucha Underground, I had PWG, I had Dragon Gate, I had New Japan, I had a bunch of stuff already under my title that, honestly, decades of memories, decades of feelings, decades of matches that people could pull from. But it was on that night that Will showed that he could rise to the occasion. He could.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say this, right? Because ironically, that song is by Fountains of Wayne. Yes, it is. And yeah, Ricochet taking shots at vets and fans, and it's like, yo, Ricochet, like, listen, man, there are people that I know that know this game like the back of their hand. But what I really, really, really want to comment on is that Ricochet feels some type of way that this match between him and Ospreay at Best of the Super Juniors always gets talked about, always gets brought up, but none of his other matches in PWG and like Lucha Underground never gets brought up. The only reason why the stuff in Lucha Underground never really gets brought up, it's because he was Prince Puma. Most fans do not know that Prince Puma was Ricochet until someone says it. So if somebody wants to bring up a Lucha Underground match as a fan, they're going to be like, oh, hey, did you hear about Prince Puma in Lucha Underground? They are not going to say, did you hear about Ricochet in Lucha Underground? Like, that's one. Number two, this is why I tend to watch like a lot of Asmongold reactions, because he actually says something that makes sense in this situation that we're currently talking about with Ricochet. And that is that Asmongold was reacting to a video about, why certain things get picked up and get put on a pedestal and get a really high reaction to, and then give fame to somebody that never really got the fame, or like, according to the video, like earned the fame and whatnot. They became big overnight. And Asmongold said a really, really, really good point that the reason why this happens, where like either somebody that's like on TikTok that does something gets famous overnight, or somebody gets interviewed and they get famous overnight and they do something that goes viral that becomes a meme. The reason why like they get this like famous overnight is because it's tailored to the market the market sees value in whatever this thing is that made them famous overnight. You might consider it stupid. You might consider it that they did not earn this fame, but the market does not dictate whatever you feel is appropriate for the value or the situation that, like, you know, became famous. The market doesn't go your way to your feelings. So Asmund Gold was correct when he said during his reaction video to the video of the one TikTok user that like got famous and then like everybody hated him. And he was right that the market dictates what becomes famous, not what you feel. And that goes towards Ricochet, because I already can see it in this promo that he says that he regrets it because he's like, I have all these other matches. And I just said two things. That the first one is that on Lucha Underground, he was known as Prince Puma. So any wrestling fan that is currently watching like WWE when he was in WWE, and he's like, oh, I have all these other matches. And they're going to be like, well, what other matches? And then when he tells them I was Prince Puma in Lucha Underground, they're going to make the connection. But if no one mentions that, there is no connection to be made. So, you know, I don't understand why he gets upset. Now, if he kept talking about, oh yeah, I was, you know, Prince Puma in Lucha Underground, you know, I hope you guys like Lucha Underground. I was there in Lucha Underground as Prince Puma. Then fans would be like, oh, I like that Lucha Underground match. Now, the second point is that the market dictated what was to be made viral in the case of Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. And that was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, because that got picked up like a wildfire. And again, it is because of the market, not because of anyone's feelings. And it's definitely has nothing to do with Ricochet's feelings. It's the market. The market picked it up. The market said, this is what's going to be famous. This is what's going to be viral. And this is what people are going to be talking about. It's the same thing whenever WWE does a documentary. And whenever they talk about the Attitude Era, when they talk about, you know, the PG era, the Ruthless Aggression era, like what videos do you always see in those video packages, in those documentaries? All the same shit that we've seen for the same year after year after year after year. So the reason why like new stuff doesn't really get put into it is because it's already been done. People already know about it. People are already accustomed to it. So it's like, if you add something new, I would love it. But for the most part, the market dictates that this is what's viral. This is what people remember. Now, if he has like some really good memories in Lucha Underground, that's great. But again, the market in the social media atmosphere did not say, oh, let's put Prince Puma on a pedestal. It did not. It said, let's put Will Ospreay versus Ricochet in New Japan Pro Wrestling during Best of the Super Juniors in 2016 on a pedestal. So he should be happy that the market dictated that. People wanted to see some gymnastics because we weren't getting that in WWE at the time, which is true. And in New Japan Pro Wrestling and in Japanese wrestling in general, nobody does high flying moves. Nobody does gymnastics. So basically, that's why it went viral. The market dictated why it went viral. If Ricochet would have gone full Andrew Tate, he'd be printing money right now. Oh, my chat is bringing it today. I love you guys. I'm going to get a bike and call myself Will Ospreay. Oh my God, MD. Stop it. By the way, Ricochet has on like everything black and that tooth kind of chain. And I'm just like, yo, he wants to be in Black Panther. Like they should give him a role in Black Panther. All right, let's continue this.
Hang with the best in the world, and honestly, from that night, he went on to have the career he's had, to claim that he's on another level. On that night, our names kind of became intertwined, kind of forever, which again, doesn't really sit with me well because, man, we really, as similar as we may be in the ring, we couldn't be two different people.
You know, you talk like that about your relationship and how you feel about that match, but now here we are, both of you guys here with AEW. You guys have both gone on and had your respective careers, but you can already feel that animosity. I've seen it firsthand backstage between the two of you. Has this just been brewing that entire time?
I mean, look, it's always been heated between us. There's always this weird bit of competition between us.
Oh
And
my
I think it
God.
does stem from this whole like little big brother, little brother like category that we found ourselves in, because Ricochet, like I've not told many people this, but he was the first foreign wrestler that I ever wrestled. He came over to the
He's such a super baby face. I can't stand it.
UK.
Can't stand
He
it.
was super nice to my mum. He's honestly, he taught me so much.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Oh my God. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Oh. Guys, we have 4 minutes
From
left.
that match, I've always looked up to you and I've always respected you. And I do feel like there is this slight little tinge of jealousy. I feel like it sometimes, and it's just because, do you remember like the last night that you left Japan? New Japan Pro Wrestling. You remember that last night, right? I
What other Japan promotion was he in?
won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, right? I'll be honest with you, I have never felt more dirty holding that championship because I looked up to you, man. You were my guy. Like every time I'd research you, and I was idolizing you constantly. And you fought for the junior title how many?
Okay, the body language that Ricochet is giving off is like someone slap him in the back of the head to like reset him. Like Ospreay here is pouring out his heart and his feelings, and Ricochet is just like, you know, cracking his neck like, this motherfucker still talking about that shit, like trying to be all like, you know, like a heel and shit. Like, oh my God. Do they not give direction on like how to do these things?
Times free times. I'm sure it's free, and you never won it. And then here I am holding this championship while you're
The
walking out
fucking
the door going to
faces,
do
like
whatever you need to do. But like, I just after that,
I can't,
I just didn't want to feel guilty anymore. I didn't want to feel dirty about actually fulfilling my promises where you couldn't.
Wow, dude. All right, man. Just tell him.
Honestly, you should be happy that I went and I did what I thought was the best for me. You should be happy that I went and did what I thought was the best for my family. And I had the 6-year hiatus, as you say, which allowed you to have the career that you had, because imagine if I hadn't gone. Imagine if I would have stayed. Where would you have been? And if you think that me not winning a championship in a company is not fulfilling a promise, bro, I have decades of championships, decades of memories, decades of giving people feelings, decades of people walking.
He has decades of doing this. But, okay, I don't know.
The building with a championship or not, they remembered Ricochet. So if that's what you think, that I didn't complete my promise, you couldn't be any more wrong.
Well, guys, look, 8 years later, we're finally getting this rematch. But, you know, Ricochet, with all the things you just said.
How is it a rematch if they haven't fought in 8 years? Like, this is what I don't like about AEW is that, like, just because it happened 8 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it's not a rematch. It's not. If they would have fought when, like, the Dynamite that after the pay-per-view, right? After the pay-per-view, that Dynamite coming up, if they fought the first time and it came into, like, a draw, because it'd be kind of stupid to have like one win over the other one, just because Ricochet is coming right into the AEW, and then like at the 5-year anniversary to have the match again. That's a rematch. This is not a rematch.
Ed, how much pressure are you feeling coming into this match?
I'm Kobe Bryant with it. I've been here 1,000 times before. I made this shot 1,000 times before. Me coming to AEW was a me thing, was a personal choice. Me coming to AEW was a chance for me to show everybody, honestly, a different side of me, a deeper side of me. That
What deeper side, dude? Like, it's the same moves that you did, that basically you did in WWE. There's no deeper side because Ricochet is still holding himself back. If he really wants to like showcase who Ricochet is that WWE never wanted him to show, then like he would have, done it already. He would have not entered in to AEW with the Ricochet name. He would have entered in as somebody else. He would not have decided to be in a gauntlet match where it's very forgettable that he was there on an AEW pay-per-view. He would have waited for the perfect time to come in, attack Ospreay, do, a 3-month-long story with him, a 6-month-long story with him, where he's going to prove to him that he's a different, deeper, darker Ricochet. But we're getting the same thing what we got in WWE because he's not saying what he is.
That I was honestly kind of too afraid or too embarrassed to kind of show a different vulnerability of Ricochet that people really hasn't been able to see. But before I can even...
Why would you want to show a vulnerability of Ricochet when that could be used against you? And when it does get used against you, you're going to cry on Twitter. And then you're also going to like, end up losing matches, maybe winning matches. People get to use that against you. Like, are you coming in as a heel? Are you coming in as a babyface? Right now, Will Ospreay is a super, super babyface. Right now, I have no idea if you're going to be the heel, but like your sassiness and, cracking of the neck and having like these faces and trying to tell the whole world that I have all this accolades under decades of stuff. Like, are you the heel? Because if you're the heel, no heel should be saying that, oh, I'm going to show a different side of myself. I'm going to be more vulnerable. Like, imagine if a heel was truly like putting out a vulnerability. Like, then you're not a heel.
Get a 360 look at what the landscape of AEW really is. Don Callis, Kyle Fletcher, Pac, Morthos, even Will Ospreay got to say something.
There's a rhythm in the markets.
Oh, thank God there's an ad.
For it, we'll show you how.
I hate this.
So it seems that my presence, obviously, whether it's from a coworker or whether it's from a cheese curler online, obviously emits emotion out of somebody. It gives somebody a feeling. And Will was online before I even got here talking about how he wanted me to come here. He was online basically begging for me to come here.
Yeah, because you know why? Because you've forgotten who you were. You forgot everything about yourself. That 6-year hiatus you done. Like, look how much personality you're showing now. You're actually comfortable in what you're feeling. But like,
you can hear the accent in Ospreay. Ospreay is upset at this point because he gave Ricochet like all of his like love and super baby face, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you exactly why I was telling you to come over here because you forgot about yourself. I don't even think Ricochet knows about himself. Like, with a name like Ricochet and bouncing off of everywhere else, right? It's like you should have came in with a different name, because now maybe you can become the best version of like whatever it is. Like, I don't know. What is this like true self that Ospreay sees in Ricochet that I don't see, or that fans don't see? Like, I don't get it. What is this true self? Because he can jump around and like you guys can do choreographed stuff and stuntman stuff and video game stuff, but like, what is it? I need to know, because I love learning about wrestling. I love breaking down wrestling. I love looking at it, pausing it, and being like, okay, this happened because of X, Y, and Z. This is a good transition to this because, they work the hold, and if you work on a body part that like, it can lead to a victory. Like, I need to know. It can't just be all gymnastics. It can't. It could be gymnastics with like some psychology behind it, but that's probably asking for too much. But it can't just be all gymnastics to be like, oh, you forgot about yourself. He was flipping around. What does that have to do with anything? Ricochet is just here for the match after he will be on Rampage and Collision. I think so too. 6-year hiatus is such a disrespectful thing to say. Really? Ricochet held a lot of prestigious titles in WWE. Show them my true self. Meanwhile, they just turn into douchebag. Yeah, they really do. By the way, shout out to Lion. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in chat. Let's continue on with this, because again, this is so it's so stupid. It doesn't make me get hype. It's like
Like right now, like, do you understand? She just said pressure. You understand how much pressure you just put yourself under? You left a secure job, man. Left guaranteed money, and now you're in the ring.
Wow. 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 Why does he need to throw in the fact that Ricochet left WWE, left a secure job? You know, he still got money. It's not like he was like broke when he left. And anyway, isn't Ospreay getting guaranteed money too in AEW? So how does that factor into the pressure that he feels? There's a reason why Ricochet has pressure, and no one is explaining it in this interview. He left WWE to go to AEW, which to me is sort of like a downgrade. But he left WWE to go to AEW to prove something to Will Ospreay, because Will Ospreay was like, yo, you should come back over here. The pressure is, can he prove to fans that he is a different Ricochet than what we saw in WWE? That is the pressure. But if you're going to go against Will Ospreay, we're going to know the answer that it's not going to be a different Ricochet. Ricochet is not going to go into the match. He's not going to work a hold. He's not going to do submission. He's not going to do a ground and pound. It's going to be spots. It's going to be gymnastics, and there's going to be no selling. So the pressure is, can we see a different Ricochet than we saw in WWE? The short answer is no. But if Ricochet ever sees this, or if someone ever sends him this, I need Ricochet to prove me wrong. I will say it again. I need Ricochet to prove me wrong. And if he proves me wrong, I will say he proved me wrong. But until then, the question is, for the pressure, well, I should say the answer, because the question is, does he feel pressure going into this? And the answer is that there should be pressure, because we want to know if we're going to get a different Ricochet than what we saw in WWE. So far, we have not. But I want him to prove me wrong. I really do want like all the AEW people to like prove me wrong whenever I say something, so that way they can be better and they can upgrade to be better. But right now, it's not about him leaving a secure job to go to AEW to do this. That is not the pressure, Ospreay. The pressure is, can we see a new Ricochet in AEW? AEW is more of a secure job than WWE. Okay. Ricochet is actually a cool name, and he was basically exactly the same wrestler in WWE as he was elsewhere, just safer with his style. He was, how was he on a 6-year hiatus? What true self? See, I've been wanting to know that. What true self? Yeah, like, why are they invalidating his WWE success when they use that to hype up Mercedes Moné? Because Mercedes Moné is a woman. That's why. Ricochet is a guy. A true self or metamorphosis angle would have been like if MVP talked him to join the Hurt Syndicate. Repeating a spot match from 2016 is not that. Exactly, G Coalition. Yeah, he's a different Ricochet in AEW. He's a loose pants and gloves now. He has a loose pants and he does? I know he has gloves. I don't know about the loose pants. I need Ricochet to prove me right. I need him to prove me wrong. I need him to show that whatever he talks about, he's going to be about it.
With whether you like it or not, as little bro, the best wrestler in the world right now. Like, this is the time now, my man. It's now or never. Next week, like, everyone could say that this is too soon. I've been waiting 8 years for this, fam. And this championship, this is about where the best wrestler. This championship is personifies the best wrestlers in the building right now. So I generally hope if everything in my body, in my heart, in my soul, that you do find that old Ricochet that I used to look up to, because I know he's in there somewhere, and I want you to show out. I want you to come at me with everything I've got, because now the pressure's on you, not on me.
See, I see it.
That is the only true thing that Will Ospreay has said during this whole entire 8-minute fucking interview, is that The pressure is on Ricochet and not on Will Ospreay this time. That is 100% true.
A little differently. I see it a little differently because, again, win, lose, or draw, Ricochet good. Win, lose, or draw, people are gonna yell for Ricochet. They're gonna scream for Ricochet. They're gonna buy his
Not with the attitude that he's been giving people on Twitter. That's not gonna happen. I don't know where this delusion is coming from.
merch. They're gonna buy his action figures. Ricochet good. You need to win. You need to beat Ricochet. Everybody talks about how Will is the best in the world. Well, then if you're the best in the world, you better win this match.
What? What? Will Ospreay just sat there and called Ricochet out, right? And basically told him that, you know, he left a secure job. I'll leave that in the interview. That the pressure is on him, not on Will Ospreay, because Ricochet has a lot to prove. And, you know, Ospreay is telling him, yo, I want your best and all this kind of shit. And then here comes Ricochet to be like, you better win. You better win this match because you say you're the best in the world. You better win this match. What? Sir, you better win this match. So that way the conversation about Ricochet can start turning. Ospreay doesn't need this win. You need this win. Am I going crazy, chat? Chat, am I going crazy? I feel like I'm going crazy with this because it's like they don't know how to do a promo. They don't know how to tell a story. They don't know how to bring us on a journey because Ricochet needs this victory. Ospreay does not need this victory. Ospreay has so many victories under his belt since he started with AEW. If he loses to Ricochet, he loses to Ricochet. But Ospreay does not need it. Ospreay does not need the pressure. Ricochet needs to win. Ricochet needs the pressure in this match. But again, nobody in AEW understands how to be a babyface and how to be a heel. And this is where it's annoying. It's a mess. It's a 100% a mess. So they're not tapping into anything real. They're just playing head games on each other, using the word pressure as a prompt. That's because, you know, Renee guided it that way. This is why I don't like the interview, because I was expecting to have some real emotion and real attitude. Like, I know I don't know if my chat watches NXT, but on NXT they had the interview with Wesley and Zachary Wentz. That felt real. The interview between Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle, that felt real. That felt personal. Those two examples felt personal. There is nothing truly personal between Ospreay and Ricochet. Nothing personal. So I'm sitting here watching this 8-minute interview, and we're not really done with it yet. We're almost there. But watching this, and there's nothing personal going on. There's no personal attacks. There's no sense of like urgency. There's no sense of like, yo, this means a lot. So everybody better tune in. Ricochet could be having a banger feud with Braun Breaker right now. That is so true, MD. So true. Sounds like they're just repeating each other in different accents. Oh my God, that's funny. Yes. Renee has become increasingly annoying for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why either. Of course I watch NXT. They got all the baddies. Yes, they do. Ospreay's not even given the right reason why the pressure is rightfully on Ricochet. That's why I had to step in and tell him, like right here in this live stream, what the right reason is for Ricochet to have that pressure. It has nothing to do with him leaving WWE to no longer have a security job. I mean a secured job. I had to do that. He said it's for him to show the same old Rico, but it's literally the opposite. That Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns segment in the stadium felt real. That felt so real. Lola Vice, yeah. Ospreay completely buried this match, not in a heelish way, but there's a saying, remember when we wrestled and I beat you all those times and won belts that you couldn't win until you went to WWE? Oh, he said that? I'm watching the interview and I'm like, oh, he said that? Why should I watch this if then Ospreay has beaten Ricochet for years? True, right? It doesn't build up anything. It doesn't do anything. Let's finish this out, but this was bad. Like always.
Plan to. It's lovely having you here. It really is. I generally miss seeing you.
Well, we're all very lucky to have both of you guys here
Oh,
at
God.
AEW. Guys, next week, the 5th anniversary of
Does anything
Dynamite,
happen?
Ricochet versus Ospreay.
Oh my
for the International
God.
Championship.
They wasted a time where like Ricochet could have got up from the seat and beat the shit out of Ospreay just to prove a point of like, yo, this is a different Ricochet. This isn't the Ricochet that's gonna sit down with this nice suit on. Like, wouldn't the pressure be on the champ not to lose? The challenger literally has nothing to lose. In this situation, the pressure should be on Ricochet because Ricochet keeps saying that, you know, he's gonna show people a different side of him. So that's why I would be like, you know, while yes, Ospreay could lose the belt to Ricochet, it's still the idea of that Ricochet decided to come in, come in a blaze of glory. I know I could talk. My brain is moving too fast, but Ricochet came in super fast, super hot, and he has everything to lose because he keeps telling fans that, you know, he wants to show a different side of Ricochet. So that's why I would go with him having more pressure. Man, every time that I watch something from AEW, it's like, why the fuck is it always a hot mess? Why is it always a mess? I don't get it. The only different side I want to see out of Ricochet is Samantha. The MD. I think Don Callis would have brought out more heat from Ospreay in this interview setting. Yeah, because Don Callis knows how to do it, but you know, Ospreay wants to be his own man. Ricochet wants to be his own man. Nobody wants to have like a talking manager for them and whatnot. So yeah, again, why do I always why? When I know that AEW has not improved, why? I guess because I care too much. I'm actually shocked Will mentioned a secure job like it's any different in AEW, but didn't say jack about Rico no longer traveling with his smoking hot fiance. Yeah, I know, right? Like, I don't understand, man. But Ospreay wants to be the super babyface. To be honest, I have to get drunk, really drunk to get through a pay-per-view. Dude, I don't know how you do it, man. I just watch whatever Twitter tells me. Don Callis needs to go away. I agree with that, but we needed somebody for this interview. This interview was so bad. So bad. There was nothing there. This is why WWE is on top, and I don't want to make it a WWE versus AEW thing, but like, it's night and day. Night and day. Nobody in the comments can tell me anything different. Alexa, play Why by Jadakiss. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen. That's all I have for today. That is all I have for today. I have some stuff to take care of for the rest of the evening. And it was fantastic. Today was fantastic. Everyone that showed up in my chat, from Denisha to Raheem to G Coalition to Lightsbane to MD to Brian to Scarlett to Lion. And if I missed anybody else, I am so sorry. But thank you guys for coming to the chat, chatting with me, making me laugh. And, you know, it's amazing. Wrestling Soup is amazing. Go show Wrestling Soup some love. Go show everyone else some love. Even go show Toonie Town Wrestling some love. I was about to say like some other name for them, but go show them some love. You guys get my thoughts each and every single time that we do reacting to wrestling videos. If you guys want to, on my own Discord, you guys could join the Discord, go down into the forum section, and basically, you know, recommend some, and also look up Wrestling Soup on Discord too, because I just joined up with them. You're welcome, Lightsbane. I try to be my very best when I entertain you guys. Wrestling Soup has knee pads, okay? They have knee pads. By the way, MD has this thing about wrestlers not having knee pads, so it's the running joke that I love. But if you guys want to recommend other stuff that we should react to, on my Discord I made a special section of it. So you guys can go do that if you want to. Yeah, also go join Wrestling Soup as well. I know about Wrestling for Life. I haven't like checked in on their stuff at the moment. But I am going to turn off my okay. Because if not, I'm not going to end this because I'm going to be like, you guys are so amazing and so awesome. I wrestled once without knee pads, never again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen. We are done. We're wrapping this up. I want to say thank you to everybody on the YouTube side and also on the Twitch side. We are getting closer and closer to YouTube partner. That is very important to me and to the brand and to like everybody else. So we're almost getting there. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet liked this live stream, by all means, please go do so. Hit that like button for me. If you have not subscribed and or followed the channel with the bell notification on, please go do that at youtube.com/Square Circle Podcast. I will be on Discord chatting it up. I will be like in the community portion of YouTube. I put a post there. Just hang out with me. It'll be kind of cool, Thank you for chilling with me on a Saturday for like 3 hours. I appreciate you guys. And thank you for viewing this. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to a live stream of the Square Circle Podcast by yours truly, Marie Shadows. I am truly grateful for everybody here, and I'll see you guys